6 and Night Hour of Sportstime is brought to you by Lexus of Memphis. Here are your hosts, former Memphis Tiger Gabe Kuhn and Brett Stats Norsworthy.
Beautiful morning.
Checking in with Sportstime on Sports 56 with Gabe and Stats on a Wednesday edition, August 10th, 2022. I love being out here. Out on the golf course at TPC Southwind. It is Pro-Am Day, and we are live from here, the commencement of the FedEx St. Jude Championship. It is always fun to be out here in the FedEx Hub. We got the Topgolf Swing Suite. We got a little bit of putting going on, although there's some sort of windshield wipers in front of them. There's some good things out here on the 18th fairway. Can't wait till people get out here more tomorrow. The foot traffic has sort of died down as the day went on, but that's how it is on a Wednesday on a Pro-Am Day. But I am former Memphis Tiger Gabe Kuhn on Twitter at G_Kuhn71, producing the program back in the Family Leisure Studios. He was just out here. He had to hightail it back to the studios. Is Brian Dagas on Twitter at Brian_Dagas. Brian, you doing well?
Doing great, gentlemen. Doing great.
Good to hear. Okay. And my partner does pre and post for the Ole Miss Football Radio Network. He is Brett Stats Norsworthy. He is to my right now. He is on Twitter at Brett Norsworthy. Brett, how's it going?
It's going well. You tell me how much golf I've watched today, because I have 4.3 miles walked.
How much golf? Who'd you get to see?
That was a lot. I watched a lot of shots, a lot of amateur shots. It's
right.
A great day for the AMs, big day, fun day for them, and the charitable cause speaks for itself. But watched a lot of the pros do it. Almost got hit by a pro golfer on number one. I'm coming down one, and the ball. Well, I say almost hit it. Landed. I'm going to say about 30 yards in front of me. He was kind of bounding around. It was so far right that I just stereotyped that must be one of the amateur shots. And it seriously entered my mind, Gabe. I told you this, that I thought, heck,
right.
What they're paying, what the heck, if I
Throw
pick
it
it
out.
up and hum it back out in the fairway when they get down there to me, go, you should have seen it. It bounded around and, kicked it straight back out in the fairway. Got down there, and it was the pro.
Do you remember who
it
it
was?
was?
That was far right.
Are we going to name names? Are we going to call people?
That might be
out?
a sign, though. Maybe you should pick
Yeah,
him
we
now.
got to let people. We're making picks today. We have to know who's
I'll
not
just say
to
this.
pick.
He played college golf at Duke.
No, maybe you
Okay.
should pick him, Brett. Maybe that's a sign.
I'll pass. He was
I
nice
was,
about it.
I was parked up here at the
I told
corner.
him the story, and he started laughing. He said, I would have taken it.
I was parked up here. We have the dog leg left on the 18th. I was parked up here on the corner, and I saw a bunch of amateurs hit that big old tree on the right side of the fairway heading in.
Cam Smith did last year. Remember, he was down there for a while.
Yeah, it's like that. It's like that out here, but it's so good to be out here. First off, our show brought to you by Lexus of Memphis, and we have a bunch to get to today, including first, I have to start off the top of the show. It's the 23rd birthday for a guy in town by the name of John Moran. 23. That's a young man, but
he's done a lot in 23.
He has.
Think about the next 23.
I know. It's unbelievable to think about. Just got his money, but
a lot of zeros
23 years old.
behind the next 23.
All right, quick, best John Morant moment. Is it 52 against the Spurs? That's usually what you stay with.
Yeah, I was there, and I was just so glad I did on a Monday night, and I almost didn't. I thought, weekend and Monday night. Did I want to? I was so glad I did.
That was one night where I decided to actually stay away. I said, Taylor was at home. She's not working today.
Because when we walked out
me enjoy
together,
myself.
I said, you going? You said, no, I got to
stay home
52.
tonight. Yeah, dang, man. That's the one I did get to see, though. I'd have to say the 18 in the fourth quarter against the Warriors to close out at home.
And
close out a game at home. That was pretty.
The buzzer beater from the corner.
He hadn't played. Hadn't played well.
Last year was you could take any 5 or 6 or 7 moments. Never mind, the span of the whole career so far here, and never mind what we're going to see. Yep. We're going to. I hope I'm there, but we're going to see a night when he tops 52.
I need to make sure I don't skip out on my. Was that a Tuesday? It was a Tuesday or Monday? That was a Tuesday.
I thought it was on a Monday.
Monday. It was early week.
Yeah,
it's early week. Not a whole bunch of butts in the seats for that game because the Spurs there too. It wasn't. The Spurs were not much last year.
But crowds will be great this coming season and schedule.
Yep.
At some point next week.
You think they're holding on to it to see Kevin Durant?
It wouldn't be bad business if they are, Gabe. I sure could understand it because we know what big business and the TV rights fees, what that entails. But also, I feel like just any Woj tweet now will be maybe some of the Christmas Day games.
Yeah.
And we're on Christmas Day watch.
Yeah, I think absolutely. Now, again, the Jaren Jackson Jr. news definitely puts a little bit of a wrench into the Grizzlies' national TV plans, but not too much. John Morant's still out there. Desmond Bain should be fine. Back half of the season, I'd
John's
imagine.
the front man.
Yeah,
I mean, if this were the Beatles,
if you're
I
scheduling,
don't really know who was the front man.
and I know that
McCartney or Lennon.
and I know a lot sort of switches up as we get to the back half of the season, but I would imagine the NBA has that on their brain. As the back half of the season, full strength Grizzlies theoretically right this second. So
yeah.
So it is what it is. Now we have a bunch to get to today. Episode 1 of Hard Knocks last night. Brett, you're not an HBO guy.
I'll catch the
You'll
rerun on the NFL Network next spring.
We may have a little fun with that, but outside of that, we have plenty of NFL to discuss, including the commissioner, who made clear, very, very clear, his thoughts with the Deshaun Watson decision looming. We have a couple of college football notes to get to as well. Some bad news for an ACC team that was coming into this year with high hopes. Quarterback lost what looks like indefinitely, maybe for the year. But Sam Hartman at Wake Forest, they have not disclosed why he is going to be held out, but he is going to be held out, and it's not looking good.
No.
Also, in baseball, Shohei Ohtani makes history, and obviously alongside Babe Ruth.
Did anybody stay up and see it?
No, not really.
I did.
Maybe
Brian, did you
I
stay
stayed
up
up for the end of the
Good
Mariners' 13-inning game.
Shout out.
What
Game
a
of the year.
they had. Game
Well
of
done.
the year.
0-0. What a pitching duel. That was something.
How many different players were used in that game? I bet they went through
A
the
ton.
whole.
They got so far to where they couldn't use the DH anymore. So the pitcher that was in they had to sub in for him because he was going to have to pinch run, or he was going to have to start out at second because they had subbed too
Oh,
many
I
times.
love that.
And Shohei Ohtani makes good history last night. A name alongside Babe Ruth. We're coming used to that. But Miles Michaelis made some history last night, too, didn't he?
did.
Not good history.
Wasn't much break on the breaking
History
ball.
is history. Oh, my gosh.
I told you.
And
was
also,
scared
I
of
have
that
to
series.
say, yes, Ryan McMahon hit one, 495 last night, too? TJ McFarland threw him one. I could have hit that pitch. I'm not saying I would have hit a bomb. I would have put that ball in play. An 81-mile-per-hour changeup that just hung right up over the middle of the plate. It was nothing.
You know, on Christmas
Straight
Eve,
ball.
when NORAD starts tracking Santa, NORAD picked up that ball last night on their radar.
Yeah, you did, though. I have to give you credit. You did say you had a bad feeling about it.
I hate going out there. Thank goodness it's only 3 times a year.
Well-
In the new schedule, I think it'll probably even be less. And I really hate it when the Cardinals, right after they break spring training in Jupiter and go out there, the contrast of the weather and before DH, you could count on going out there and just chewing through the pitching. One year,
Well-
Cody McKay had to pitch.
Now, Cardinals might get some good news, though. Jack Flaherty starting tonight against Indianapolis.
He will be at 3rd and Union tonight for the Memphis Redbirds, and the Redbirds in the news with yet another sale, and we hope we'll get on a good financial footing going forward. I would like some answers out of them on both the working agreement, the corporate title for AutoZone on the ballpark going forward. I wish the Redbirds would have the good, clear the air media availability, not hide around COVID, not hide around budget. They've had some incredible bad luck the last few years.
COVID was killer for everybody. Minor league baseball
It
just
did.
got killed, decimated.
The left hook that COVID gave minor league baseball was devastating for a lot of those operators, including here. But Gabe, it was on wobbly, shaky foundation leading into that, and anybody that was a little bit wobbly and a little bit not that sound going into COVID, well, guess what? Both health and otherwise and financial, it waylaid you. Mm-hmm. And I want to trust the new group, but I know there are a lot of figures that will remain, I think, in the new group that have been here in the old group that haven't performed very well.
Yeah, and I still am kind of confused on the full details of the sale as a whole. I know it's Diamond Sports Group that's basically going to take over, and Bill Battle's son, John Battle. Pat Battle, I apologize. But I still have to – we'll try to iron out those details and see exactly
Pat
what
has
this
a
means.
Top flight, A+ reputation.
Right.
And so trust that. But there are a lot at 3rd and Union that I don't trust, and I am sad to see one of the great corporate titan citizens of our community, AutoZone, have their name on a place that this year a lot of people have discovered. A lot of people don't go except for fireworks nights or around the 4th of July.
Taco night. This
year it fell on the 3rd of July. A lot of people hadn't been back to the ballpark in a while until Yachty was here.
Crawfish night. And
I was there for a lot of those nights, and a lot of the reaction was, boy, Brett, you aren't kidding. And I haven't been kidding. The place is dirty. It has not been maintained. It has not been cared for. It has not been any stewardship or leadership around it. I know times are tough financially for them, and they have been, and they've been wading through that. And I'm hoping this will reboot and kickstart a next great phase of AAA Memphis Redbirds baseball at AutoZone Park, because it has been deplorably operated.
You are there substantially more than me, but I went for a 901 FC game not too long ago. Also went for a Redbirds game not too long ago. I was in the sort of suite level, and it's still up there. You got cobwebs, spider webs in the corner of the bathrooms and things like that. It just needs to be better, and I agree with your sentiment there.
Every strand of carpet needs to be torn out and burned.
I didn't say that. I don't know about all that, but it needs to be cleaned up, and it needs some upkeep.
It needs some tender loving care.
It does. It really does.
It needs leadership.
And also, on top of everything I have mentioned to this point, we will bring you Way Back Wednesday, because it is Way Back Wednesday. It's going to be
golf tournament.
Golf forward, 4:45.
All
that.
Golf tournament in the past, way back. What part of Way Back Wednesday did we not get?
Yeah, and guest-wise, 3:30, Alex Kuhn joins us from KGYM Radio in Cedar Rapids. And also, we're going to have to talk about a new thing he's getting into. He'll be part of the Bears radio network, and we'll have to discuss that as a producer. 4 o'clock, John Goen joins us from Timber Trust Golf for some golf talk and some picks. We have plenty to get to. We're going to talk about what has transpired here today and yesterday in the courtroom when it comes to the PGA Tour and LIV. Also at 5 o'clock, Doug Bell will join us, PGA Tour Radio. We're gonna have to, and we're gonna have to get with him in and out. I know he's busy today, but it is what it is. And then also to end the show, 5:45 Taco Bell Crunch Time will be there. Listener line is 901-360-8255. Watch us live and message us on our socials, Sports 56 WHBQ, Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, and go to our website at sports56whbq.com. And also, stay tuned. I'm not going to tell you when. It'll be at the top of one of these hours, whether it's 4 o'clock or 5 o'clock. But stay tuned. We have 4 more tickets. This is our final giveaway until the tournament starts, giving away 4 tickets for Friday for the FedEx St. Jude Championship. They will be grounds tickets. We'll need name, email, and phone number. We will let you know when to call in for your chance to claim those 4 tickets on Friday. All right.
We hope the weather holds off the rest of the day. They get to finish the Pro-Am.
Yep.
A lot of play has been completed yesterday, and we knew it at the radio station, but, I mean, it was center cut out here, almost 3 inches in an hour and a half. It was monsoon
Still
season.
looks good.
It does. It's very soft. It's very spongy, but I had a tour caddy tell me, even with the rain, even as the softer conditions that it will play tomorrow and Friday, he still thinks winning score is going to be around 12 or 13 under.
I think so.
That's not those guys going way low. He said if it was hard pan and fast like 2 weeks ago, he said it could be around 7 or 8 winning it. This golf course is in great shape. To a person, every caddy and every pro I've talked to today saying best greens on tour. On tour. That includes Augusta National. They're all raving about how great these greens are at TPC South.
So hopefully the weather cooperates. But again, 4 tickets we'll give out at some point for Friday during the show. House cleaning things. Hideki Matsuyama out. Neck. He's had a neck issue. It feels like this whole season. He's had some issues with it, but he's had to withdraw completely.
And I don't think that the spot will be filled. I think that will take the field to 121.
Yeah, I believe he's trying to get back and participate next week, but it was too much for him to handle this week, which is rough. It's rough to see for him. Now, the big talk of the day and yesterday has been what happened in the courtroom. Now, we know about Cam Smith and in the report that he has gotten $100+ million to join LIV, and he's gone. We know about that. But yesterday, Judge Beth Labson Freeman, who was the overriding judge when it came to the temporary restraining order that Taylor Gooch, Hudson Swafford, and Matt Jones were asking for to participate in the FedEx Cup Championship and in the playoffs, she ruled that they will not be allowed to play in the FedEx Cup playoffs. And
I don't know how we're going to go on without Taylor Gooch and Matt Jones and Hudson Swafford out here.
She said, I find the plaintiffs have not established irreparable harm, and she cited that LIV contracts took into account what would be lost on the PGA Tour, and it was just common sense. And Rory said as much this morning, and I Justin Thomas pointed something out today, and I think we've mentioned it on the show, but he made a point about Scottie Scheffler being posed LIV questions yesterday after having one of the best, what he called the best seasons of all time. I mean, he's leading,
$13 million.
leading
Player of the year.
in money. He's the player of the year. He's been unbelievable. I do think, as the more I think about it, the more it gets discussed. That's so unfortunate.
It is.
It's so unfortunate that it has to be outshined.
It's unfortunate for FedEx and the Tour this week, but in top story, I'm going to get to that. It has a way of just kind of going away. This hour of our show brought to you every day by the one and only Lexus dealership in town. That's at 2600 Ridgeway. That's Lexus of Memphis. Online at lexusofmemphis.com. Give them a call at 901-334-9673. Great offers on all 2022 models and always special leasing options. Drive in luxury and confidence knowing that every new Lexus comes with complimentary first and second maintenance services. Stop by today at Lexus of Memphis at 2600 Ridgeway and put yourself in the driver's seat of the all-new 2022 flagship LS500, and you'll be looking and you'll be driving in style. When you purchase a Lexus, you get top-of-the-line engineering and design they make for the luxury driving experience. Online at lexusofmemphis.com. Experience amazing at Lexus of Memphis.
Top story of the day.
It's right there, but it was ruled in court that the LIV players cannot participate in the FedEx Cup playoffs, and it makes sense. I brought up the example yesterday. If I am at Sports 56 and I leave somewhere else for money, right? I can't then go back to Sports 56 and try to say, hey, I'm forcing you to pay the salary that you promised me. No, that's not how it works. If I leave and they say that you don't have a job, when you come back, if you try to come back, that's how it works. You either get suspended. This is what the PGA Tour has said. You either give up your membership or you're suspended, and that's what they're standing by. And the judge totally understood that, and it made a whole lot of sense. And what she said sort of goes right into what we're talking about. Yeah, it doesn't. Now, I will say this. The one thing that makes me happy about it, I think the black cloud is gone to a certain extent over our tournament here in the FedEx St. Jude Championship where we're live from. So I think that's nice. But I am glad. I wouldn't imagine if those three got to play, the reception with the rest of the tour would be good. I mean, I'm going to go anonymous here, but there's a lot of players on tour that are cursing them, that are frustrated, that are so mad with what's going on that I'm not saying it would come to blows, but it would not be a happy
golf
reception.
Fight?
It would not, maybe. Who knows? But I'm not saying it would come to that, but it would not be a happy moment. And I think we avoid that, and that's a good thing.
That is a good thing. My top story, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday for the last 10 weeks at every PGA Tour stop, it's all about LIV. And complete charlatan Greg Norman. But magically, come Thursday morning through Sunday, it's about golf. It's about the PGA Tour. It's about the FedEx St. Jude Classic. Not a loser shotgun tournament being played in some far-flung place over 54 holes. The Tour finally recognized and appreciated FedEx in Memphis as a spot for its playoffs. That's what we're going to celebrate really starting tomorrow and enjoy. It'll be the golf here in Memphis. After today, LIV practically won't exist to me.
Side note, and I agree with every utterance. Now, somebody want to explain to me why Tony Finau's listed as the defending champ here? Just because the Northern Trust was at the same time last year and he won that tournament.
Gabe, there are plenty that know as much or more than me about the history of this tournament. I got my history down on this tournament, but it's getting confusing. The winner in Memphis last year was Abraham Ansel.
Yes.
The two winners prior to that were Justin Thomas and Brooks Koepka. the record books all over the place, trying to merge last year wherever it was played at the Northern Trust and calling him the champion. I'm about confused.
And he struggled last year. He struggled here, so I'm lost.
And I got my Memphis golf trivia down, and it's about to throw me off.
Yep.
Not top story of the day.
So, not top story of the day. Hard Knocks Lions season premiere was last night. It was fun. And there was a little Memphis flavor in it. Not in a good way. My former teammate, Obina Eze, was talking to Aiden Hutchinson. They were sitting in the cold baths, and Aiden Hutchinson was basically flaming him. He was saying, you were a 4-star, and you had an offer from Michigan, you had an offer from Bama, you had an offer from all these guys, and you went to Memphis. And I thought Obina did a really good job, though. Obina said, if I had to do it over again, I'd do the same thing. Obviously, he transferred to TCU. He did what he had to do and what he felt like he had to do and went there. But he said he'd do it all over. If he did it all over again, he'd still be at Memphis. But a couple of notes from Hard Knocks. I love Dan Campbell. I really do. Now, I don't think he can coach a lick. I'm going to be completely honest. I don't think he can coach a lick. He's a former football guy. He has his – if he cut the fat out of all of his sort of talking points and his speeches, I think they'd be a whole lot better. But he is a football guy, and he seems to have his heart in the right place. Now, I mentioned I don't think he can coach a lick. I've never wanted anybody to prove me wrong more, though, because I
want it for the Ford
appreciate
family.
his thought.
Long guard NFL ownership family that's never been able to get it right.
And I didn't even realize all the hiring he's done. When he got Aaron Glenn, he's got Mark Brunell on staff, Deuce Staley. He's gone out and hired some guys, some former NFL players that really have deserved a shot for a long time, and I appreciate that. And the other thing that sort of came out was he was talking about, being yourself. He got hired because he's Dan Campbell, not because he's some unbelievable football coach with a football coach mindset. And he lets sort of everybody play their own role, right? He lets everybody be themselves.
He's kind of Ed Orgeron without the accent.
I hope he's a little more of a grown-up than Ed Orgeron. But, hey, it is what it is.
Big Ed got his title, though.
Yeah.
They'd take a title in Denver, in Motown, wouldn't they?
Mm-hmm.
My not top story, Cameron Smith. He bobbed and weaved yesterday in his presser and praised TPC Southwind, but he may see TPC Southwind after today 2 more times, Thursday and Friday, maybe 4 more times the rest of his career. So he's gone, and by the time he may want to return to the PGA Tour, he may not be able to qualify to be out here. PGA Tour Commissioner Jay Monahan should be hard line. I think tomorrow morning he should walk out onto the tee and go, Cam, you ain't teeing it off here. We know you're gone. You know you're gone. You're not going to try. We're not going to let you try to get out of here with the last $30 million you're wanting to take out on your way to Live. I think the tour's already played way too nice with Live, and from here on it should be hardball. Now most of it will be in the court of law where they had a win yesterday, but as I said earlier, we really going to let Taylor Gooch, Matt Jones, and Hudson Swafford wreck our weekend and our good time? Heck no. None of them will ever be thought of the rest of the weekend. Move on.
Mm-hmm. He really did deflect. Plead the fifth. Cam Smith. But I do kind of wonder if Jay Monahan were to go that route, right? What's the legality of that? Has he signed the paper? How has that worked out? So I think that won't happen. I don't imagine that happening, but I see what you mean.
Yeah, and his temperament's very judicious, and he's getting really, really sound legal advice. Brett Norsworthy here for FanDuel Baseball into the August good days, good baseball races, and you can turn Ks into cash and big hits into big wins at FanDuel Sportsbook. Right now, new customers can step up to the plate with a no-sweat first bet up to $1,000. Sign up using promo code CASH, place that first bet, and FanDuel will give you up to $1,000 back in free bets if you don't win. I love a lot of games tonight. Great promotions every day, safe and secure app. You get paid fast. I like Orioles over Toronto tonight, Sandy Alcantara and the Marlins over the Phillies tonight, and I like Justin Verlander over his strikeout total tonight. There's no better place to bet America's pastime than in America's #1 sportsbook. That's FanDuel. Download the FanDuel Sportsbook app and sign up using promo code CASH to get started with your no-sweat first bet up to $1,000. Must be 21 or older and present in Tennessee. First online real money wager only. Refund issued as non-withdrawable site credit that expires in 14 days. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem, call the Tennessee Red Line at 1-800-889-9789.
Now, before we get to our first break, definitely have to throw out our title sponsors of our coverage of the FedEx St. Jude Championship, and that's Landers, Ford, and First National Bank and Trust. So good to have people like them in our corner and supporting us out here, Wednesday through Friday. It's always fantastic to be out here, and they have facilitated that and made
what
it nice
a great
for us.
lineup we have. We've Belly Acres, Barton Stone, Lucchese's, Mid-South Hobbies, Ronnie Grisani's, Coletta's, Hilltop Liquors, Sleep Cheap, Jason's Deli, Olive Branch Motorsports, Golf Sticks Pretzels, Mossy Oak Golf Club, 10th Inning Sports Bar. We appreciate you so much.
No question about it. Now let's get to our first break of the day. When we come back, Alex Kuhn joins us.
You have opinions?
You bet.
Of course you do. Everyone does. Hit us up on the AutoZone listener line, 360-8255, 360-8255.
There's an institution in East Memphis that I love talking about. It's the Spirit Shop at 4848 Poplar Avenue, right down the street from Clark Tower, and it looks like a log cabin. It's been around Memphis since 1969 with a family-owned, friendly, knowledgeable sales staff that is just a wonderful place to go. I love going in and talking wine or bourbons, and they've got such great selection. So if you've not visited the Spirit Shop in a while, it's been remodeled. You'll love what you see when you need spirits. Tell Eddie Wollo said hello.
I was 53, divorced, and ready to get back out there. I was unsure about dating sites, but I signed up for Silver Singles and quickly met Lily.
Mark and Lily rediscovered the romance they deserve on Silver Singles, the secure dating site for 50-plus singles who know what they want.
Lily's a lover of the great outdoors like me, and we instantly connected over it.
If you're like Mark and want to rediscover that feeling, sign up today at silversingles.com/date. That's silversingles.com/date.
Mid-South Hobbies is passionate about your hobby. They have your favorite model airplanes, boats, race cars, and trains to build with brands you know like Traxxas, Lionel, and LGB. Mid-South Hobbies has all the accessories to make them complete and thousands of paint colors to make them shine. You can reach the sky with rockets and kites or reach deep into your imagination with action figures, comic book superheroes, and fantasy quest games. Get passionate about your hobby at Mid-South Hobbies, 4862 Summer Avenue.
Listen Sundays at 11 a.m. to join Idlewild Presbyterian Church for worship. Idlewild is a PCUSA church located in Midtown Memphis.
I know the sweetest thing in Memphis, and I know it's been around for 120 years. You know, I'm talking about Dinstall's, and it's time to stock up heavy on Cashew Crunch, Heavenly Crunch, Turtlettes, all of your favorite Dinstall's treats to watch the playoff games and to watch all the basketball. It's so easy to get. The sweetest thing in Memphis, all you have to do is head to Laurelwood or head to Germantown and Poplar right across from the hospital, or go where they make the candies. That's on Pleasant View. There's nothing that says Memphis better than Cashew Crunch with that little tinge of coconut, or the Turtlettes. Let's face it, there's nothing better than Dinstall's chocolate. That's the mainstay of all candies, isn't it? Milk chocolate, although their dark chocolate is pretty darn good. And if you get the peppermint with the dark chocolate and put it in the freezer, you're going to love it. So many ways to love Dinstall's. 115 years of making Memphis oh so sweet.
At Jason's Deli, when you're dining in or picking up curbside, you can expect wholesome food and no surprises, just delicious sandwiches, crisp salads, and quick quality meals made with the freshest ingredients and no artificial trans fats, MSG, high fructose corn syrup, or artificial colors and dyes. Around here, a lot of thought goes into what we put into our food and what we take out of it, because you're not just taking a bite, you're getting a taste of who we are. New items are constantly being created to expand our menu for all tastes and special diets with vegan and gluten-free options available. Convenience and on-time delivery you can count on. It's just a click away at jasonsdeli.com, so whether you need to feed 5 people or 5,000, the team at Jason's Deli, they have the credentials and the commitment to keep you satisfied. Freshness is nearby at Jason's Deli with locations at Ridgeway in the Park Place Center, Poplar and Highland, Germantown Road in Cordova, and on Goodman Road in Olive Branch. Jason's Deli. It's wholesome food and no surprises.
When I was in Iraq, our convoy was hit. It was bad. After I came home, I could still hear booms and see tracer fire. Makes it hard to be a good mom.
As America's veterans face challenges, DAV is there.
I'm Naomi Mathis, Air Force veteran.
With the right support, more veterans can reach victories, great and small.
With help from DAV, I was able to begin to heal.
DAV provides a lifetime of support to veterans of every generation, helping more than 1 million veterans each year.
Today, I'm part of DAV. We're veterans helping veterans to get the benefits they've earned. And I give my veterans my all.
But there's more to be done and more victories to be won.
My victory is being able to be here for my children.
Naomi Mathis, thank you for your service. May your victories inspire many more. Support more victories for veterans. Go to DAV.org.
Now, back to Sports Time on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour is brought to you by Lexus of Memphis.
Absolutely spectacular design, spared no expense.
Here once again are Gabe Kuhn and Brett Norsworthy.
Back rolling live from the commencement, the Pro-Am Day of the FedEx St. Jude Championship. We are
the
here.
Start, but kind of the finish, because this kind of ends the intramurals.
Right. And we are on the 18th fairway right here at the FedEx Hub. It's always fantastic.
Weather's held off. So far, so good.
No question.
I'm ready for the north wind they've been promising.
Yesterday was brutal.
I hadn't felt it yet.
Yesterday, leaving the studio was brutal.
Oh.
Brutal.
I knew it was bad when Noah floated by and said, too much water. Can't handle this much water.
I hear you. Let's go ahead and bring on Alex Kuhn, though, at Alex Kuhn 523 on Twitter from KGYM Radio in Cedar Rapids, and he's got a new gig. We got to talk about.
We are happy.
He is. He's going to be the producer for The Bears on WBBM News Radio in Chicago. Alex, what's happening, man? You excited for it?
Not a whole lot, guys. Just kind of getting settled here in my new home, the city of Chicago. Nothing will change with KGYM. I'm just a little over 3 hours away from them, so I'll be able to do my show and help out with a great radio broadcast at WBBM. I've met the team over there already, and I am very excited to get things started. It starts on Saturday when Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs will be on the sideline watching the backups play the Chicago Bears and their backups. So the preseason is almost here, and I'm ready for a great fall of all kinds of football, college and professional.
Heck yeah, Alex, and I'm so happy for you, and you'll just go right to the top with them. And you're with right now. We know the struggles and the travails of the Bears, but historically, one of the great American sports brand in history. I know they're going to roll out some of the orange helmets, but I think when you see that bluish, blackish Chicago Bear helmet, you know that's the Chicago Bears, owned by Papa Bear, and just legendary organization. So happy for you. Tell me and tell our listeners on a Bear game day, how long's pregame? Who's owned their pregame? Who do they throw it to? Who's play-by-play? Who's the analyst? And then how long do y'all have it in postgame?
Well, we're going to be doing a 3-hour pregame, and former Bear Jay Hilgenberg is on there with a couple other guys, including the WBBM's program director, Ron Gleason. So we're on 3 hours typically for a regular season game before the game, and then we send it out to Jeff Joniak at the stadium, and then we wrap things up usually within an hour or two, depending. That's a little flexible after the game as far as the post-game show goes. But yeah, Sundays are going to be busy but fun, and the Bears. Look, Chicago is a 4-sport market, the number 3 market in the country, and there are 2 baseball teams. There's a hockey team. There's a basketball team who once had the greatest player in the history of the game playing for them. But this is a Bears town. No matter how bad the Chicago Bears are, this is a town that eats, sleeps, and breathes Chicago Bears football. So I can sense. I've known that for a while. Obviously, now I can sense it even more. And there's a. I don't know how to describe the mood of the town going into this season, other than
it can't be good. Let's be real. It can't be great.
It's not good right now.
Yeah, and like you stack everything on top of each other. And Keel Harry is your big offseason acquisition. That's what you do.
A second-year quarterback.
That's what you do to bring in for Justin Fields in a second year, basically a first year, because his first year he didn't have much of a shot to do anything.
Draft right and do a lot of things right in free agency. You got to do a lot of things right, like hiring Alex Kuhn. That's a good start.
And now you stack on that Roquan Smith news from yesterday, which is kind of crazy to me that they're not willing to pay a guy that has been an all-pro, 163 tackles a season ago, and is basically overperformed in the grand scheme of where you drafted him, number 8 overall. He's still overperformed that draft position.
Yeah, it's interesting because right now there's a new front office and a new coach in place, and this has been a problem with the Bears, that they're not able to get everybody on the same page, from owner down to general manager, down to head coach, down to quarterback. You need to have those guys in alignment. And the previous regime, Ryan Pace, came in the middle of John Fox's tenure and drafted Mitch Trubisky against John Fox's will. So then John Fox was out. Matt Nagy comes in, and he coaches Mitch Trubisky. Well, that didn't work out very well because Matt Nagy's offense just didn't work really at any point in his time in Chicago. And now with the new front office coming in, there are rumblings that Tevin Jenkins, the guy that they drafted after Justin Fields in the second round of that draft, I believe, the second round of that draft, who they wanted, the previous
Oklahoma
regime,
State,
Ryan Pace out of Oklahoma State, wanted to be the starting left tackle. Well, there's discussion now that they have no use. They don't feel as if there is any connection between new coaching staff, new front office, and players. So I think his days as a Bear are over. So it's a very interesting time because Ryan Poles comes in. He's a young guy with all these ideas, and having ideas and being bold is great. But then you're going to take one to the chin every once in a while, and let's see how you react. And he has. He's taken a few to the chin. The player is escaping me, but they were going to sign a player, but the medicals didn't go through. So that was going to be one of their biggest off-season signings. The name is escaping me at the moment. That didn't work out, and then now Kevin Jenkins is likely gone, and Roquan Smith is asking for a trade. As far as that goes, I don't know how that's going to work, because how does a player with no agent get a trade done? That's my question.
Very difficult.
And also, even like, it's hard to get a contract done in general with no agent. We're seeing it with Lamar Jackson, a guy who should have one right this second. And like, I understand how their thought process on agents in the NFL, but an agent only takes 3% of your NFL contract.
I understand it until you need one.
Well, yeah, and this is like, okay, as you said, Gabe, it's hard enough to negotiate a contract straight up when you don't have an agent. That's first and foremost. I'm not even talking about that. I'm talking about you've requested a trade. If you don't show up and play when you're under contract, you forfeit a game check. So how are you going to get a trade done? Because let's be honest about how a trade works. Your agent goes through back channels and hypothetically talks to friends of friends of friends of fill in the blank here, and finds out hypothetically who may be interested in a linebacker, right? If you do that, Roquan Smith, they're going to slap you with a tampering. the team knows they will be slapped with a tampering penalty immediately because, well, who would Roquan Smith be talking about in this hypothetical trade? Roquan Smith. So that's where I'm curious about this whole situation because I think he's going to have to play week 1. He's going to have to show up. He's going to have to play week 1. The question is, for Ryan Poles, like I said, you took one on the chin here. Can you mend this fence? Can you rehab this relationship? Because he's your best defensive player, and it would behoove you to do so.
Yep, no question about it. Now, I guess bigger picture, when we're talking about a stadium, do we have any idea? Lori Lightfoot put out I guess it was a couple weeks ago now, she put out some renderings of what a dome stadium, putting a dome on top of Soldier Field would like. We know about the Arlington Heights plan. Is there any clarity there? Like, do we have any idea what's going to happen?
No, we don't. Look, I think it's very likely at some point they're going to end up in Arlington Heights. It makes a lot of sense
with a dome.
From a revenue standpoint, they want to host a Super Bowl. They want to host a Final Four. Yeah, they want to. You want to build a type of development out there around the stadium like they have. When Memphis fans will remember Texas Live next to AT&T Stadium, then they built the new ballpark right next door. That type of development, not with a baseball stadium, but is what we're seeing a lot of because it is just a money machine, and it's just very difficult for cars to get in and out of Soldier Field. Traffic on game day is an absolute nightmare, but I still think it's a little split. There are the people that are like, okay, well, you know what, this just makes more sense to move out to the suburbs, mostly people who live in the suburbs. But then there are also the folks that say the Bears at Soldier Field, the temperatures, the freezing cold weather, the Bear weather. It's a tradition.
That's it.
Don't go to a dome stadium.
It is, Alex, but also I can see their ownership understanding, look, we want to host Super Bowls, and we're not hosting them at Soldier Field. And Final Fours, they are now all dome for that Final Four weekend, if nothing else, to accommodate the media requests and to sell all those tickets. I can understand it. It will be shocking to me to see the old black and blue division someday with 3 out of 4 dome teams, Vikings, Lions, Bears. The only one that won't would be the Packers. That'd be stunning. On the radio crew, is Tom Thayer still the analyst on radio?
Yes, he is, along with Jeff Joniak.
Saw Tom Thayer play in the USFL with the Arizona Wranglers.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Nice. How was he?
He was
solid.
Great center.
Yeah. Oh, I got respect for those guys.
I think old number 57, wasn't he? I think. I might be. But I remember him with the Wranglers. He might have played with the Chicago team.
If you know his USFL number.
Bear number, I think.
Okay, I was going to say, if you remember his USFL number, I know you got good recall, but damn. That'll be something to remember his USFL, his Arizona Wranglers number.
Yeah, he was number 57 for the Bears. Good memory.
There we go. Yeah. Now let's go ahead. We'll let you roll, Al. Awesome to catch up with you. And
so happy for you.
Congrats, Alex. Man. I support you the whole way.
Thanks, guys, and appreciate you having me on every week. And I can feel the support from Memphis. Thanks for everything.
You got
it, sir.
You got
Appreciate
it. Thank you.
And he is at AlexCoon523 on Twitter. You can catch his show 4 to 6 on KGYM Radio. Todd Brommelkamp Show with Alex Coon, and now producing for the Bears. But let me thank one of our wonderful sponsors, and you know about it. It's the first name in Italian food in Memphis. It's Ronnie Grisani's in Regalia. The Italian favorites: crisp, cold Mary salad, the lobster tower, fried green tomatoes, crab stack, Monday through Saturday for lunch. Ronnie Grisani's catering you can check out. Lunch catering guide at RonnieGrisani.com. The Elfo special, and if you have not gotten over to Ronnie's and you have not had the Elfo special, do it. Just take my advice. Had it this past weekend. and it is literally just fantastic.
True testimonial.
It is so good. It's unbelievable. The shrimp, garlicky, it's just fantastic. Go get the Elfo special. They got salad, though, Italian bread, $14 per person for that lunch catering. Ronnie Grisani's, they'll bring it to you, too. 901-850-0191. Pick up a pan of lasagna at Ronnie Grisani's at Regalia, or check out the bulk menu at RonnieGrisani.com. Get your favorites at home. Chicken Alfredo, ravioli, Italian spinach, curbside pickup, delivery to your door, free within 4 miles of Regalia. If you want to get to the bar, stay cool with the cocktail list. You want some steaks, they got them, 8-ounce gorgonzola and bacon wrap filet. Try it, thank me later. And you can get it all, too, in groceries around the area. High Point Grocery, super low on Spotswood and Goodman Road. And then you can also go to Buster's Liquors. Make sure that you get lunch or dinner easy at Ronnie Grisani's, a Memphis tradition since 1909. We go ahead and get to a break. When we come back, we wrap up hour number 1. That is next.
Join the voice of the Tigers, Dave Woloshin, for Wolo and Friends. Weekday mornings from 10 to 11 here on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Do you know one of the best things you can do for your employees or family's health? Provide Arctic Clear bottled water. Arctic Clear bottled water is your locally owned and operated bottled water provider. Arctic Clear is 100% natural spring water with free delivery and setup, dependable service, and no long-term contracts. What an easy choice. Call Jeff Manus today, 901-382-2363, or visit arctic-clear.com. Arctic Clear bottled water. Call now, 382-2363. That's 382-2363.
Did you know nearly 40% of men under 40 and over 75% of men over the age of 40 experience sexual performance concerns? At the Memphis Men's Clinic, their experienced physician performs a comprehensive evaluation that determines which specific issues may interfere with your sexual performance. These issues can vary and range from anxiety to medical issues, low testosterone, or erectile dysfunction. The Memphis Men's Clinic has evaluated hundreds of men of all ages over the years and reestablished a normal sexual life. The Memphis Men's Clinic will work aggressively to resolve issues and allow you to restore your sexual health and overall well-being. That's the Memphis way. If you're 20 years old or 90 years old, come and get cared for the Memphis way. Treatment that's based on your specific needs after a professional clinical evaluation by their experienced board-certified physician. Call the Memphis Men's Clinic today at 901-443-0475 or visit memphismensclinic.com. Say there was a place, the perfect place for everything you need for tailgates and patios, grills and chairs, charcoal and coolers, everything to make a great game or a great day. That perfect place wouldn't be a warehouse. It's East Memphis Ace Hardware. Locally owned and operated at Quince and White Station, East Memphis Ace Hardware is where you'll find Benjamin Moore paints, local plants from local growers, and Black & Decker tools. Around the block, what you need in stock with people who know their tailgates. Welcome to East Memphis Ace Hardware, the home convenience store.
Drive like a pro and support a great cause during the sales drive at Landers Ford and Landers Ford South. We've provided 100 new Fords to the pros at the FedEx St. Jude Championship. Now they're all being sold with demo prices. A portion of the proceeds go directly to the St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. That's 100 new Ford Explorers and Expeditions, demo priced to sell now. This is a once-a-year opportunity to upgrade for less and support a great cause. Visit LandersMemphis.com or come see us at Landers Ford in Collierville, Landers Ford South in South Haven, and Landers Ford North in Covington. With our Landers Easy Pass, you can get top dollar for your trade-in to help you save even more. Don't miss your chance to pay less during the Landers Sales Drive. Reserve your demo-priced new Ford, driven by a pro at the FedEx St. Jude Championship, and lock in low APR financing. Landers Ford and Landers Ford South. Remember, if it doesn't say Landers, you paid too much.
Gabe?
Okay, here's the idea.
Well, let's just jump right in.
A Central Barbecue race.
What are you talking about?
We race to see which one of us can go to each of the 4 Central Barbecue locations and eat at each one faster.
You mean eat at all 4 in one day?
As fast as you can.
Does everything have to be a competition with you?
Life is a competition, my friend, and this way we get to compete and eat.
That seems like a lot of food.
Do you want to be a winner or not?
Well, yeah, I guess.
Well, you're not going to be. There can only be one winner of the Great Central Barbecue Race, and that's going to be me.
The Great Central Barbecue Race, so you've already named it.
Named it? I've already printed posters.
Now, Back to Sports Time on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour is brought to you by Lexus of Memphis.
What we are dealing with here is a perfect machine. It's really a miracle of evolution.
Here once again are Gabe Kuhn and Brett Norsworthy.
Back rolling on Sports Time on Sports 56 with Gabe and Stats. I'm Gabe. He is Stats. Brian Dake is back in the Family Leisure Studios doing a fantastic job. Now, this just coming out right this second from Ari Myrov, who actually works for PFF and does a bunch of updates at My Sports Update on Twitter. Always has some updated
Credible
information.
Source.
Browns are saying that Deshaun Watson is expected to start at quarterback on Friday versus the Jaguars. I shouldn't be surprised, but here I am at this point, especially with what's going on right now in the news with Roger Goodell and the appeal. It just seems like it just seems insane that he'll be on a NFL football field, whether it's preseason, season. It's crazy to see.
Is this more of a trial balloon on the field or off the field to see what kind of blowback they'll get?
I think it's the Browns saying, "Hey,
you think it's just craven football decision?"
I think it's the Browns saying we have not seen him live with the rest of our team. We want to see what it looks like. I think it's sort of a slap in the face, though. There's a little bit of that to the NFL right now with the appeal process.
I'm sad to say this, but with the Browns' track record and their history of huge misses, I'm afraid if this is a trial balloon, they will find out it was a miss.
Yes.
I think it's going to be incredible blowback.
Well, I would imagine. And
PR.
I am
optics.
At the stadium, I sort of wonder what the reception will be, if that makes sense. I believe it's a home game. I believe it is. I'm not totally positive on that.
What the receptionist will get Monday morning at Brown Central. Good morning, Cleveland Browns.
I just
that's what somebody's going to get.
Now, but this all this is going on. This sort of is dropping. This report dropping while Roger Goodell yesterday calls for a full year suspension of Deshaun Watson. He calls the acts that he has committed on 25 different women egregious and predatory. Completely agree with that.
Totally agree.
And I would imagine if Roger Goodell's saying
I don't know anybody
this,
disagrees. Do you?
No. I would imagine right this second when you look at Roger Goodell saying this in the public, this is what Peter C. Harvey, this is what the guy he appointed, the former New Jersey Attorney General, this is what he's thinking as well. We can say all we want. We can hide behind the guise of, Roger Goodell handed this decision off to this guy. That's not the case. This is Roger Goodell's decision, in my opinion, in the end of the day. This is the appeal by the NFL, and Roger Goodell's going to get what he wants.
But, Gabe, I'm with you. I'm with everybody. I don't think anybody's quibbling at all about predatory and egregious. But why didn't the courts call it that?
I don't know.
And if the courts didn't, it's the whole catch-22 conundrum of the NFL getting outside with their rules. Now, the NFL, I guess they could, the Players Association will have a fit. They could say you can't play for a lot of different reasons, whether it's legal or illegal in a court of law. But we've had courts look at this. We had the first former federal judge look at this.
Yeah. No.
The case is truly lurid and distasteful and vulgar. But nothing in the court of law.
He's not criminally felon. There's nothing there besides litigation and civil court. So I get what you're saying. Now, Sue L. Robinson, though, even in her decision and her write-up, which was 16 pages, she put in there that he was guilty of sexual assault. By the NFL's definition is the caveat there. So he was guilty of it. They found enough evidence to say that was the case and that he used force with these women.
Yeah, but that wasn't a jury.
And I understand, and this is the NFL with a third party. It's totally different. And to answer your question about why didn't the court do something, I think a lot of people would have questions about how partial was the court's decision. Did they get a favorable judge that ruled on these things? Those are the questions, especially in high-profile cases with high-profile athletes that make high-profile $230 million guaranteed. That's the questions that people will continue to ask is, did they get a favorable decision? in criminal court. And I think a lot of people would lean that direction and think that Deshaun Watson did get favorable.
Games on the field Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. We'll be watching all of that. The NFL gets busy this weekend. This is about the latest I can ever remember a golf tournament date out here. We've had August dates, but this is about as late as I can remember. I know this. We appreciate Jason's Deli and their trust in us year-round. Thank you so much for at SEC Media Days and this week, part of our sponsorship team to help bring the coverage to you from TPC Southwind all day, all afternoon, and into us closing it out at 6 o'clock. At Jason's Deli, it's all about choice. Wholesome food forever. It's a family thing. Foods are free from dyes, artificial trans fats and flavors, processed MSG. It's all good. It's all good for you, whether it's dine-in, to-go, delivery. A lot of parties this week around town for the golf tournament. If you're last-second rush thinking, what are we going to do, let Jason's Deli do all the work for you. They thrive in that last-second decision-making. Low delivery fees, whatever you choose. You can always count on Jason's Deli, whether it's groups of 5 or 5,000, professional setup, food handling permits, the first-class way, as usual, with Jason's Deli. All the salads, all the meats, all the cheeses, all the breads, the spreads, the assortment trays, the beverages, the desserts, they have it all. Trans fat free, plenty of organic food to choose from, and inside the restaurants like on Ridgeway Road, Poplar and Highland, Olive Branch, and Cordova, you will be delighted with that great salad bar, over 30 items just on that salad bar, and you can wrap it up there with the complimentary free ice cream. I don't know if they got the free ice cream out here, and I know they got a lot of good food at all these locations around town, one not far away for any meal, breakfast, lunch, or dinner. Let Jason's Deli handle it for you.
We are live from the FedEx St. Jude Championship, a Wednesday. We still have some Pro-Amers out here. We still have some Pro-Am players approaching the 18th green. They're about to wrap up mostly for the day, but we're at the FedEx Hub, and it is fantastic over here. And that'll do it for hour number 1. Hour number 2 is on the way, and we started with John Goen. That's next.
Are you tired of living paycheck to paycheck? Do you have nightmares about your finances? Are you struggling to save for emergencies? Are you wanting to buy a home and not sure how to get the funds to do so? Well, it's time to get a handle on your finances with a personalized session with Nicasia, your money coach and certified personal financial counselor with Tate Enterprise. She is available to help you create your vision of financial freedom. It all starts by booking your session today at NicasiaTate.com. That's NAKASIA Tate.com.
Golfers, it's time to tee it up at Edwin Watts Golf Shops with all the hottest brands in golf at the best prices, featuring tailor-made stealth carbon woods and irons. Callaway's Rogue ST collection of woods and irons, Titleist's T-Series irons and Vokey wedges, and Ping's G425 woods and irons. All this and more at Edwin Watts Golf Shops. Swing by and receive a free custom fitting today. Edwin Watts Golf Shops, home of the 90-day satisfaction guarantee, or shop us online at worldwidegolfshops.com.
Hey, I'm Jackie, and a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A chicken biscuit is the chicken. It is golden brown, so juicy, so delicious. It's the perfect savory start to my day.
Hey, I'm Matt, and the little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A chicken biscuit is the freshly baked, flaky, buttery biscuit. When I take a bite, it's kind of like, crispy, soft, crispy. Crispy outside, soft interior, crispy chicken. There's really nothing like it.
Start your day with the Chick-fil-A chicken biscuit, available on the Chick-fil-A app. Real Chick-fil-A guests paid for their testimonials.
5-Ash Roofing, it's what we do. Roofing and siding, gutters too. We're the pros you can trust to get it done right. Call on us. 5-Ash Roofing, the name to know. 5-Ash Roofing, the only way to go. 5-Ash Roofing, it's what we do. 5-Ash Roofing.
Is that not the corniest thing you've ever heard? Can you believe I paid good money for that silly jingle? Well, the experts say make it memorable, and I think I got my money's worth. 5-Ash Roof Services, proud partner of the Memphis Tigers and the official roofer of the Tigers home team. 5-Ash Roofing, 367-0050 or memphisroofer.com. 367-0050 or memphisroofer.com.
5-Ash Roofing, it's what we do.
Mid-South, the end of summer is almost here. Kids are getting ready for the new school year, but I'll be left behind unless I get my rear in gear. Colin Johnston here from DeSoto Auto Sales, and I need your old ride. So if you bring your keys in, I'll help you end the season on a high note. You could get up to $4,000 more than Kelley Blue Book value for your old ride. So don't spend another minute in a car you hate. Trade up when you trade it in today. Even if you've had credit problems in the past, my For the People credit approval process works. So if driving your current car is getting old, bring your keys in and you could get the deal of the season. Up to $4,000 more than Kelley Blue Book value for your old ride. But hurry, offer ends at my end of season Keys In sales event. I'm Colin Johnston, your dealer For the People. See all the cars at DeSotoAutosales.com. That's DESOTO autosales.com.
Credit requires bank approval. Negative equity may be refinanced. Trade-in condition determines actual trade allowance. Kelley Blue Book is a registered trademark of the Kelley Blue Book Company Incorporated, which is not affiliated with DeSoto Auto Sales. Offer absolutely ends on August 31st, 2022.
Do you know one of the best things you can do for your employees or family's health? Provide Arctic Clear bottled water. Arctic Clear bottled water is your locally owned and operated bottled water provider. Arctic Clear is 100% natural spring water with free delivery and setup, dependable service, and no long-term contracts. What an easy choice. Call Jeff Manus today, 901-382-2363, or visit arctic-clear.com. Arctic Clear bottled water. Call now, 382-2363. That's 382-2363.
We are Sports 56, WHBQ Memphis, and W253DF Memphis, Flynn Broadcasting Stations. Now, back to Sports Time on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour is brought to you by the Big Green Egg.
Oh, nothing but the best.
Here once again are Gabe Kuhn and Brett Norsworthy.
Back rolling. Hour number 2 of Sports Time on Sports 56 with Gabe and Stats. I am Gabe. He is Stats. And now, for you listeners out there, it's time for you to win. We'll get to John going in just a moment, but call in, and the second caller will win the 4 tickets to the FedEx St. Jude Championship for Friday. Got grounds tickets, 4 grounds tickets. Call in second caller to 901-360-8255. 901-360-8255. The second caller will win those 4 tickets. Now let's go ahead and bring in John Goen while we have the chance. John Goen is from Timber Trust Golf. We always bring him in for a little golf talk and some picks. John, how are you?
Doing great, guys. How are y'all?
Doing well, John. It was great to see you and Christine yesterday at Rendezvous on the Range. It was a fun day, and you can feel the vibe in the air, John, but you can also feel very much the effect of Liv, both in the court yesterday, around the course, around town. Now, it has a great way of dissipating once golf balls go in the air tomorrow morning, but Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, the last 10 weeks, it's been Liv-driven.
Oh, there's no doubt. And, while we were sitting there enjoying our Rendezvous on the Range, it was interesting to have Justin Thomas and obviously Jim Mackay come in and then turn around and look over your shoulder, and Jim Mackay looks as if he's in a pretty deep conversation with Jay Monahan up beyond in the shade tree there, right where the cart path comes in near the driving range tee. And to have been a fly on the wall in that whole conversation. Yep. But it looked as if it was pretty intense. It looked as if it was pretty intense. How about that?
Yes, it did. Speaking of looking good, John, man, I'm on a health kick. You look better than you've ever looked.
Well, thank you. Fortunately, my wife introduced me to a rather significant lifestyle change toward the latter part of last year, and that is helped with a little bit of, a rather substantial amount of weight loss and just a better, overall healthier lifestyle.
I didn't think diet of some sort to lose weight, John.
Are we talking a diet or something else?
I don't know. I mean, everybody's, I think, probably fairly familiar with it. So it's called Optivia.
Okay, yeah.
We started that, and overall I lost a little over 50 pounds. My wife's done roughly about the same. So it's And in a very short period of time, and I've been able to be pretty successful keeping it off. So, to go from 215 in April of last year to 159 at one point through the course of this year is a pretty big deal. But I feel great. I'm happy, obviously, to do it. And my wife was the one who kind of led the charge, and I was a bit reluctant. But at the end of the day, a few months later, to kind of get started, I'm obviously very happy. Haven't been at this weight since before we got married 25 years ago, so it's kind of nice to be there again.
It just makes you feel better, and you look terrific. John, does it help it with your golf swing with a little more pliability? Are you able to get through the ball a little better? You had no trouble ever doing it.
No doubt. I mean, to gain some flexibility back, to gain some speed back, just, I don't have as much to turn around anymore. So it's definitely helped from that standpoint. Don't feel as exhausted at the end of a round. Definitely have some more stamina with everything. So overall it's been very good. And, it's fortunately or unfortunately, it's what we all kind of look for, right? I mean, you're able to lose weight rather quickly. And I didn't really change anything other than just the food I ate. I didn't exercise any more or less. It was just a food thing. And like I said, I mean, can't be happier with the results. And obviously my wife has a lot to do with that. So,
John, this golf course so well. Pro out here, manager out here forever. You know this course, its membership very well. You know what the pros expect, what they like through the years. We've seen the full metamorphosis from John Cook to now. Today, a tour caddy told me he thought around 12, 13 under would win, even with the deluge we had yesterday. What do you think the winning number? We'll get to our picks, but what do you think whomever wins on Sunday will be the winning number?
Well, I mean, I think we've talked about this for years, ever since the 04 renovation, really. I mean, you get to double digits, you got a fighting chance on that golf course.
You do.
I mean,
you sure do.
The wind.
I think that brings Jordan Spieth into play.
Sure. I mean, the wind's not going to blow much at all. The temperatures are actually going to be very, very comfortable for August. I mean, we're not going to have those June winds like we, historically kind of get that, had a 4 under par playoff back in 2008. I'm sure that Nick Bazans is not real thrilled that he got 2 inches of rain last night.
Right.
But,
and it could
20 minutes.
It could come tomorrow too, it looks like.
Yeah, I mean, obviously you still got some chance tonight and some chance again tomorrow. So, I mean, that's always the toughest part, especially, when you're having to put bunkers back together. I mean, they look like they got hit. We got 1.5 inches, which we were very thankful for, but, they look like they were in the heavier stretch of that. And,
Trust me.
I mean, clearly
it was big.
Yeah, they were, but they have clearly continued to invest a substantial amount of money in that golf course, redoing bunkers, adding bunkers, things along those lines. A lot of what they do helps in these types of situations, although they're still going to have to ultimately put bunkers back together. But, a lot of what we were doing, even when I was there, was testing out, some of these capillary concrete and other things that would hold faces in place better, that, allow you a bit more of an opportunity in a shorter period of time to be able to kind of put Humpty Dumpty back together again. But two, I mean, he's got a massive crew this week. I mean, so many superintendents, help from assistant superintendents at TPC courses that fly in just specifically for this week, and everything else. He has just an absolutely massive crew to help him kind of get the golf course back together. It's not going to help things drain out any quicker. The golf course will clearly play substantially softer than he really wants it to, but he didn't have a choice in that matter.
How long do you think it'll take for it to actually sort of dry out? If we get a little bit tomorrow, say in the early morning, do you how long by Sunday kind of firm up a little bit?
No,
or late
no,
Saturday?
It'll play soft. It'll play soft all week.
Okay.
Just a little spongy.
Southwind doesn't have, Southwind doesn't have sub-air. Where, there's not it's not Augusta National there. They have put a lot of money in drainage of that golf course, but, it's still clay soil. They still have substantial challenges. I played there a few weeks ago. They still have shade areas, and I played shortly after a rain there. The third fairway was still extremely soft, even with all of the drainage that has been put in, the French drains and everything that run across that hole now that have been added over the last 4 years since I left. The golf course is going to be soft all week regardless.
Right.
There's not going to be anything he can do to change that.
Today, I asked him, I just text and asked if it was okay. Matt Kuchar says it's the best greens they play on anywhere all year.
Yeah, that's been, that started again back, after the 04 renovation going to Champion Bermuda, that's the one thing that I think that the tour got right. There was conversation even while I was still there about, going ahead and renovating greens and, potentially switching from Champion to Tip Eagle. It's a little bit more of a pure, type of dwarf Bermuda grass on these greens. It doesn't have the disease tendencies and the mutations that the Champion does. I think in the vein of if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Right.
Why do you go ahead and screw around and lose your reputation of what you've kind of built? I remember for years the tour was always trying to do things to make TPCs better because they had a very, very poor reputation among the PGA Tour players. A lot of the players always have felt like, for the longest time, that the TPC courses were some of the worst golf courses they played on all year. I think that has changed over the years as the tour has invested substantial amounts of money in them, have done very good renovations to, TPC Boston, TPC Avenel, and obviously Southwind as they continue to tweak it over the years.
John, I'm not trying to take a shot at anybody, so I'll have you do it on the course. I'll go off the course, and you know where I'm going, and I did. We see the profile of this tournament now, and they even had to do it at the mothership at Ponte Vedra. They had to go new clubhouse. That's my thing off the course. So I'll say, my off-the-course wish list is new clubhouse out here at TPC Southwind because that looks like a UFO landed. You go on the course. You tell me what you from a pro perspective you think they would want to see to maybe even stiffen it up a little more.
Wow. That's hard to say, Brett, to be honest. I think that again, the reviews of Southwind have improved so dramatically over the years. I think you could potentially go back to some of the things we've talked about. I've not seen. There was a point in time where there was a conversation about adding that tee box on hole number 17, taking it back almost to the road. And stretching that out well beyond 500 yards to make 17 a little bit more difficult, kind of put driver in their hand a little bit. Since it does play downwind, it's historically a left to right wind, with that wind coming out of the south. But that would put driver in those guys' hands, and that's a pretty narrow fairway, and then you got, trees on both the left and the right. They've taken out the trees up around the green to kind of open that up and obviously create some more room for the stands and things along those lines. If you did go into hole number 12 and create it as a risk-reward, kind of drivable par 4, I think that would add some, some excitement there. Realistically, unfortunately, I don't know how you would still fix it. I don't think that they've ever gotten the 8th hole right. I feel like that this latest rendition is close, but it still doesn't necessarily seem to fit the entire golf course. As you look at it from a par 3 perspective, you look at 4 with water, you look at the island green there at 11, and you look, at 14, all really good par 3s. And 8 has always just been a challenge there. I mean, it ran north-south when I first got there in 03 when it was bent. They flipped it when they went to
and then they tilted it.
Then we flipped it again and built it up and everything when I was there in 2017 when we redid that green. So it's just never really though quite fit on the rest of that golf course.
There was a time I was the only person in town that liked 8, and I don't even like it anymore.
Is 8 sort of the one that, like, if you're going to have a good round, that's the one you'd play relatively well? It sort of lets you know if you're going to be good or bad that day, sort of the man-maker hole?
It drives me crazy because 8 now feels like it should be like the easiest green on the golf course for the most part to be able to hit. And I think at every single time post-renovation of that hole in 2017, I don't think I've hit that green once, which just is maddening. It's absolutely maddening because it's no more than, probably like a 9-iron, maybe 8-iron back into the wind a little bit. I mean, again, you should feel like that you could hit that green with not a lot of challenge and kind of get away with it. But clearly I am not that good because I can't hit that green to save my life.
All right, I'm going to tell you, John, like I told Brian and Gabe yesterday, the pick, Bryant's got a big lead. It's been a Herculean effort. It has been a tour de force the last few weeks. But remember, this week's double, and I'm going to say the prize money I haven't seen officially, but I'm going to say around $3 million. So that's 6 if you have that. And if you have it in that second pick at $3 million, that'll be 12 paying quad. So everybody is still in this. Next week's a big purse with no cut. Same for Tour Championship. Now, John, you're going to have to do our –
John, I can't –
you have to do our prize money for Tour Championship because, they officially don't release it, and you always do that for us. So you can make it whatever you want to make it.
John,
so it's not over, Gabe.
I can't help but think he's selling us false hope, though. I can't help but think he's selling us the false – I mean, it's just there's no way. Bryant, the way he's picking right now, I have no reason to believe he won't win or come and say he'll have a top 5 finish.
Hold on. You literally just said the way he's picking right now. We can go down this path if we want to.
Well, I'm the one making the picks.
Do we all really believe that it's just him?
I don't know anymore.
Well, and the very real chance the Standards and Practices Committee of the all-important Wednesday golf picks may have to put an asterisk on that banner that he flies.
No.
I was going to say, I read the handbook.
Not over yet.
I read the handbook. Rule number 2,
2.7.
A.
Yeah, in the codicil of the addendum of the rule book.
It told me that no golf guys allowed. No golf pickers allowed.
John, I don't see how we can cheat him out of it. Do you?
Oh, no. You know what? Give me a little bit more time. I mean, now that we've just brought this up, I'm sure.
Right.
I'm sure between now and next Wednesday, we'll be able to figure something out.
I know who can.
I feel pretty good.
Paging Rob Fisher. We've got to have him come up with a way.
He's my first text after this phone call. As soon as we hang up, Fish is getting something, and I'm gonna just rack his brain on it because he always tries. I know that.
And it was amazing. It would come up with new math at the end, and he would magically walk out with the win all year.
No doubt. That's why it's always been nice that you're the one who keeps track of this whole thing, because as much as he even tried, we knew at the end of the day that it was going to come to, and everybody felt comfortable because you were really keeping it. So
that's it. All right, Gabe, you got first pick, and then John, then I'll pick third, and then Brian.
All right, give me Colin Morikawa.
Oh, that was quick.
Let's just go for it.
That was easy.
Well, I mean, I've been picking them all year. It hadn't gone great for me, but we'll see. We'll see how it works.
Southwind I like as a bit of a fader's golf course. I mean, that's his shot. I think that Southwind sets up well for a guy who typically tends to fade it. So, I'll take him. JT.
Why not? Won here a few years ago. The record books are getting a little confusing, calling Tony Finau the defending champion, but Justin Thomas a good pick. That leaves me. And I've called it. I'm going to take Will Zalatoris. I just can't believe, as good as he is in the year he's had, he's still got a bagel for a number of wins this year. Bryant?
Xander.
Hold on, Brett, real quick. Did you really just say that that they say that Tony Finau is the defending champion of this event?
That's a real thing.
Yes. Picture frame up in the clubhouse.
That's a real thing that has transpired, that has happened.
And he did not win here last year. Abraham Ancher.
I don't remember him playing very well here.
We all know who won here last year, and Tony Finau's not it.
I mean, it's getting confusing with the record book out here. And like I said earlier, I know my Memphis golf history, but I'm befuddled that they're calling the winner of the Northern Trust the defending champion for this event, but we will roll on. So
Brian,
you take Xander Schauffele.
Steamrolled that whole thing.
It's completely fine. We're going Xander.
You got it.
There
You
we
got
go.
it. Back to Gabe.
Oh, gosh. So many good choices. So
really
many
is.
good
Great
choices.
field.
I might go off no, just give me Scotty. Give me Scotty Scheffler. Let's
Player of the year. It's pretty good. John?
You're right. I mean, a lot of guys here.
And this is potential quad.
A little Ricky Fowler, 40,000 plus 40,000 this week. Come on, Sepp Straka, longest odds.
I will take the U.S. Open champ Matt Fitzpatrick.
That is a good pick. You got two of the four major winners this year, Justin Thomas and Matthew Fitzpatrick. That leaves me with another guy with a big zero for wins this year. He will win Rookie of the Year. Give me Cameron Young.
Does Bryant dare go for the other Cam? Does he dare do it?
On his way out of town.
After the drop.
The live Cam?
Yes. Does he dare do it?
Nobody took Rory?
Rory McIlroy hadn't been taken.
Nobody's taking Rory
at the same time. Why not? Boy,
I just wasn't feeling it. It was between Rory and Scotty for my second one. I just wasn't feeling it. I had to go.
So here we are. Gabe has Colin Morikawa and Scotty Scheffler. John has Justin Thomas and Matthew Fitzpatrick. I have Will Zalatoris and Cameron Young, and Bryant has Xander Schauffele and Rory McIlroy. 5 of the 8 have won majors. Only Zalatoris, Young, and Schauffele have never won a major. So 5 of the 8 picks winners of a major. John, I'm glad you got that good rain yesterday. You can irrigate, you can pump water all you want, but it's nothing like that from the heavens. I know everything's already bouncing back into good shape. Tell our listeners how they can enjoy your great golf course down in Olive Branch at Timber Truss.
Yeah, it was crazy. I went in fully expecting not to be able to do anything today, and we were off the cart path everywhere today, which was remarkable. Got out, we had the ability to mow some fairways and do everything. So, the golf course took the rain extremely well from our vantage point. So, it should be a great weekend. We do have an event on Saturday for St. Jude. So Saturday is going to be a little challenging to be able to get those tee times, but Sunday most definitely, and even Friday coming up. Still have a little bit of room left for obviously the kickoff to everybody's weekend there tomorrow night. But to book your tee time, you can either visit us at timbertrustgolf.com or call us at 662-895-3530. Greens are really, really good right now. That has been by far and away the highest compliment we've been getting for those folks that have been coming out and playing, just how good the greens are and how well they putt. Got really good speed to them. So, again, should be a good weekend, not extremely hot from a temperature perspective, which will be great. And, just continuing to kind of try to dig our way a little bit out of this drought deficit, with a few tees and fairways, but the golf course is in good condition, and there's still some opportunity to be able to come down to good old North Mississippi and come to Olive Branch and experience North Mississippi golf. So look forward to seeing everybody this weekend.
Timber Truss in the morning play, and get out here and gallery in the afternoon. That's a great prescription for the weekend, John. Thank you, and good luck with your golf
Always
picks,
great
John.
to catch up.
It's not too late, I'm telling you, John.
Guys, thanks so much. I will say that it would have been gutsy for somebody to take Cam Smith, especially with everything he's got swirling on right now, I think he's got some other Australian to thank for creating this whirlwind before he was ready to kind of deal with it. But that would have been a gutsy pick. He's got a lot going on.
I couldn't do it to FedEx. I couldn't do it to them on their property. I could take Cam Smith.
Guys, enjoy the week.
Appreciate it, John.
Week, all right, take care.
You got it, man. You got it. John going with us from Timber Trust, and his golf course, it needed the rain, and it will really come back to life and be a lot of fun down there. And that is a good plan for the weekend. Play down at John's in the morning, and then get out here in Gallery in the afternoon. Part of our great sponsorship at SEC Media Days and at the golf tournament here at the FESJC. And they'll be with us for the Friday football forecast like they have been for years now during the football season. Fridays at 5:30, and that's First National Bank and Trust. With its roots in Eastern Arkansas as a division of First National Bank of Eastern Arkansas, now firmly in West Tennessee. Eastern Arkansas's largest independently owned bank now in West Tennessee, First National Bank and Trust, with offices at Ridge Lake Boulevard and in Collierville. 901-498-5763. First National Bank and Trust, they focus on their clients, their customers, their very valued customers in the Mid-South with all their banking needs, personal banking, business banking, online banking, the mobile app, they have it all. Courage and confidence have been on display by First National Bank and Trust officers throughout its histories. In good times and in challenging times, First National Bank and Trust, they've been recognized as one of the most progressive banking institutions in the country. Commercial, residential, recreational, customers depend on First National Bank and Trust because they know real estate. 901-498-5763. Contact Brooks Winchester or any member of the great FNBT team.
So we do have a little bit of Memphis basketball breaking news that we have to discuss. Penny has hired Andy Borman as an assistant coach. He was the director of a EYBL program. We'll have reaction to that and discuss that coming up next.
Broadcasting from the Family Leisure Studio, we are Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
At Jason's Deli, when you're dining in or picking up curbside, you can expect wholesome food and no surprises, just delicious sandwiches, crisp salads, and quick quality meals made with the freshest ingredients and no artificial trans fats, MSG, high fructose corn syrup, or artificial colors and dyes. Around here, a lot of thought goes into what we put into our food and what we take out of it, because you're not just taking a bite, you're getting a taste of who we are. New items are constantly being created to expand our menu for all tastes and special diets with vegan and gluten-free options available. Convenience and on-time delivery you can count on. It's just a click away at jasonsdeli.com, so whether you need to feed 5 people or 5,000, the team at Jason's Deli, they have the credentials and the commitment to keep you satisfied. Freshness is nearby at Jason's Deli with locations at Ridgeway in the Park Place Center, Poplar and Highland, Germantown Road in Cordova, and on Goodman Road in Olive Branch. Jason's Deli. It's wholesome food and no surprises.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
I'm with the expert. Yeah, that's right, expert. Kyle Storms here with Big Green Egg. Kyle, what can you cook on a Big Green Egg?
Almost anything. You can smoke, bake, roast, sear, and grill. Some of the best barbecue desserts and pizzas I've ever eaten have been cooked on a Big Green Egg.
I have to be honest. The last grill I had fell apart on me. I had to throw it away. What kind of warranty comes with a Big Green Egg?
This will truly be the last grill you have to buy. Big Green Egg has had a lifetime warranty on all ceramic parts of the egg since 1995. I talk to customers all the time that have had their eggs for 10, 20, 30 plus years. You can't say that about most grills.
How long has the Big Green Egg been around?
Big Green Egg was founded in 1974 by naval engineer Ed Fisher and has never changed ownership. Ed found out that no matter what you throw on an egg, it just comes out better. And now more and more people find out every year.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Are you tired of living with chronic pain, knee pain, joint pain? Listen carefully, because now there are new regenerative treatments available here. Hi, this is Greg Gaston. QC Kinetics, the nation's leader in regenerative medicine, is now open, giving lasting relief to people with joint pain, using the latest in precision medicine with natural biologics. It's an exciting non-surgical approach that can restore and repair damaged tissue in your joints and get you moving again. QC Kinetics has over 100 clinics nationwide and has treated thousands of patients with an incredible success and satisfaction rate. If you've got pain in your knees, shoulders, hip, or back, you need to check out these new treatments. They can actually help your body restore and repair itself with no downtime, no drugs, no surgery. Call now to schedule your free consultation with the local medical professionals at QC Kinetics. 901-445-1010. That's 901-445-1010. 901-445-1010.
Now, back to Sports Time on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour is brought to you by the Big Green Egg.
How do you want that cooked? Burnt to a crisp or bloody as hell?
Here once again are Gabe Kuhn and Brett Norsworthy.
Back rolling. Sports Time on Sports 56 with Gabe and Stats. I'm Gabe. He's Stats. Brian Dacus back in the Family Leisure Studios. Brett and I out here on the 18th fairway in the FedEx Hub at the FedEx St. Jude Championship on a Wednesday. Still got some Pro-Am players feeding into that 18th green. It looks like the weather's going to hold off. I mean, I should knock on wood right after that.
It's kicked out for today.
Yeah, I should knock on wood, though. You never know. But
I think we're clear.
Yeah. Now, before we went to the break, talked about some breaking news in Memphis basketball country. We have a new assistant coach to discuss. John Rothstein reporting about an hour ago that Penny has hired Andy Borman as an assistant coach. Andy Borman spent the past 8 years as the executive director of the New York Renaissance EYBL program in the grassroots sort of basketball scene with a lot of AAU players, a lot of high school players, and this is just immediately off the top. This is a hire that certainly immediately boosts recruiting and helps get players in Penny's face and helps them on the recruiting trail.
You know, with this year kind of being that bridge year, cobbling that team together with more experienced players, this looks like it will launch maybe the next great phase of signing big-time recruits. And if you can get players, that's how you get a job.
And New York Renaissance, I mean, some of the players that have participated with them, Jonathan Kuminga, Adama Sanogo from UConn, Kofi Coburn, Jose Alvarado. I mean, the list goes on and on. I think I saw Hamidou Diallo participated with them. They have players. And Penny, we know what he's done this year. He's had to sort of lay low with everything going on, and he's had to go attack the transfer portal. But this is definitely a in right back into the top recruits in the country. And the question that immediately comes when it comes to the coaching staff. Larry Brown, what's the deal now? Because now you have Faraji Phillips, you have Frank Haith, and you have Andy Borman. I would figure that's sort of a full staff. Is Larry Brown officially sort of made his decision to step down and be a advisor of sorts?
Well, he could win whatever position he wants. I think he's earned that and earned the loyalty last year of Coach Hardaway, who already had it for him. But Coach Larry Brown did a good job last year. And he has always been kind of a game-time decision in any job, even when he was younger.
I got to say, like, when we're talking about somebody who can help with game planning, because that's why he was originally hired, Larry Brown. I mean, let's be honest. It was about game planning, experience, trying to get Penny structured. Mm-hmm. I know that you're not the biggest Frank Haith fan in the grand scheme of his former jobs, what he did at Tulsa, what he did at Mizzou, all those things.
I think
he did a good job. I think he's a better version of what Larry Brown is at 82. That's what I think at this moment, from a schematic standpoint, and being able to be sort of plugged in and in Penny's ear, helping him along the way.
Gabe, I'm going to ask it. I'm asking the question. I'm not making a declarative statement. It's just what I've heard. Do you think the hiring of Frank Haith was in case there's a suspension of Coach Hardaway, you've got somebody that's been proven in this league that can step in and coach in those games.
I think it's I don't know if it's that deep. I don't know if you go and hire a guy for a long. I mean, that's a good question. I don't know if you would go and hire a guy for a full year in case of a suspension, right? I feel like he's a guy that Penny and him have some mutual shared respect, and he didn't have a job at Tulsa anymore, and Penny said, okay, this guy has owned me over the years. This guy has got after me over the years. Maybe I could take some of his knowledge, his experience, because he's been out there forever.
He has.
Mizzou.
A lot of stops.
I mean, and he got Mizzou to a top there were 2 seed 1 year under him. Like, he's had some success, and yes, I think he's also had failures, and I think you can learn from both of those things. And I think even more so than stepping in during a suspension, I think Frank Haith sort of fits the bill of what Penny needed next to him if Larry Brown is going to take a step down in sort of having responsibilities.
Bryant, do you think it is as calculated as I scotched the question is in, or do you think it was a good coach available to help the staff?
I mean, it was definitely a good coach available, someone that he thinks can help his staff, but it certainly helps having someone who's proven himself if you do need him.
Yeah. And the timing of it, yes, I agree with it. It kind of 2 birds, 1 stone.
And
I'll give you that.
And I don't know if that scenario is seriously in play, but it's been bandied about. I'm certainly not the first to bring it up and question about it. And if he did do it just for that reason, I think that's smart to plan ahead, to prepare before that day. Even this week with the golf tournament, I would take IARP news dropping right now, because I know whenever the Tigers get it, you can start, whether it's the easy climb back or the long, hard climb back from whatever verdict is rendered.
The wait is the worst part of it, because you don't know what it's going to mean for this year's team in particular.
It's a sanction in and of itself.
Yes.
The wait.
Yes, no question about it. But, yes, we have a new assistant coach on the campus of the University of Memphis, and that is Andy Borman, who is the executive director of the New York Renaissance EYBL program. Now, let's take a little trip around NFL training camps. We have a few news drops. This morning was the big sort of the Buccaneers had another scare. Did you see that? Russell Gage, of course, goes down in crossover practice with the Dolphins. And that's sort of their third wide receiver guy. They wanted to be a slot, and it looks like it's going to be relatively serious what he went down
with. They can't take much more.
But then they had another scary issue with Robert Hainsey, who's the backup center, because Ryan Jensen went down basically for the year, and he was carted off, and that was what was being reported. This is the second time during camp, though, for the Bucs where someone has reported a center being carted off or an old lineman carted off, and it was just cramps. I guess that Tampa weather's serious, though. I mean, I understand the level of humidity they have, but Robert Hainsey just had cramps, and they were reporting it that he was getting carted off and that was going to be serious.
Gabe, you know it so well. College and pro, we're into that time at camp that everybody's not probably getting along very well, because you need to hit somebody else on.
Right, it got to a point where if someone just literally tapped you on the shoulder.
Let's go.
Yeah, we're fighting. I'm throwing a punch. There's nothing you can do about it. Someone just accidentally bumps into you, it's on.
Gets very tribal with offense versus defense.
Yes.
And the NFL is doing the same thing. They're ready for those games this week, even if it's mostly reserves playing.
What I like about the games is, like, the crossover practices to me in a lot of ways are scary, just because you can get a lot of people hurt. The intensity's way too high, and it's in a practice setting, so guys feel like they can still fight and throw punches. Whereas, like, in a game setting, you don't get as much of that. You're not going to get that. It's more formal. It's formal. It's formal. Whereas, like, again, like today, you have this crossover practice between the Dolphins and Bucs. You know that's ridiculous.
That's when the
in-state rivalry
start.
Whole thing going on there. Now, also, as far as injuries are concerned, Jakeem Grant tore his Achilles at Browns camp, and obviously he's from the Dolphins, went to the Bears for a year, but that's terrible for a guy, a little speedster that the Browns thought was going to be helpful. He's going to be out for the year. Jameis Winston sprains his ankle, nothing serious, but I'll say this. I think the Saints are a sleeper team this year, Brett. And
I like that. I'm with you.
It's very reliant on Jameis Winston being on the damn field, though. What's Andy Dalton's their backup now, which I think could do something. But Jameis Winston, after he went down last year, that Saints team had not much of a chance.
And the long, circuitous road of Jameis Winston and Marcus Mariota kind of being linked, 1-2 in the both win a Heisman in the draft right there by each other, and neither really did a lot. And Winston did go into the Buccaneer record book. You can look it up. The all-time leading passer in Tampa Bay Buccaneer history is Jameis Winston. But that interception number, Mariota didn't do well with the Titans both trying to get a second shot. I like the Jameis Winston spot better than I do the one that Marcus Mariota's in.
Yeah, but I've always, with Marcus Mariota, I always thought the talent was apparent. It's very clear what he possesses. He can run the ball. He just and he can throw the ball. He's got a cannon, and he can usually hit the short routes as well. But it was always neck up with him, and I'm curious if Arthur Smith can get that out of him. There's potential there for that to be a working and healthy relationship. But I think it was worth a shot though for the Falcons. Also, Aaron Rodgers was asked about preseason, and he says basically no. There's no reason I should participate, and what's the point of me going out there and getting one drive? He basically says he knows what he's doing. I trust him. He's very enlightened though after the ayahuasca. Still, the enlightenment just spilling out, just showing.
I bet it is an eye opener.
Also, Matt Corral, interesting out of Panthers camp. We know we have Baker Mayfield, and you're going to have Sam Darnold. They're fighting for the starting job, and everyone understands that. I think it would look really stupid on Matt Rule and that staff if we don't go into the year and have Baker Mayfield starting, because just look at the facts here. You trade for a guy last year and Sam Darnold, it fails. You trade for a guy this year with Baker Mayfield, and you have to go into the year with him, or you just look, what was the point of the trade? What was the point of moving any pieces to go get this guy? So I don't think Matt Corral is going to get a chance to start this year. But Steve Smith Sr., we know about Steve Smith. He's a Panthers legend. He was talking about on NFL Network, he thinks Matt Corral will be a starter soon, and his quote was, "That boy has it." And what I have been seeing out of Matt Corral, showing up to practice early, sort of doing those things, and I understand as a rookie, you do that. You have to make sure. How long does that last? I don't know, but Matt Corral came in, and he came in ready to compete.
And I knew he would. I don't know that I'll be right about my around Halloween. I don't know if that'll be the best thing for him in this year with the Panthers. It might be better for Matt Corral with potentially a whole new start and a whole new voice as head coach after Matt Rule this year, because that owner feels very, very peculiar, and he wants to win really a lot more than I think the Panthers have a roster to win with.
We talked to Bo yesterday, Bo Marchand, and I agree with him in the sentiment that they have some good players on the defensive side of the ball. Like they have it. I like Matt Rule as a coach, although the NFL hadn't quite worked out, and it's tougher at the NFL level than the college level, because you don't really know how you get to build your roster at the college level. At the NFL level, you have someone building it for you, and it may not work out. But I think the Panthers are just sort of talented enough to be below average. That's really what they are.
Just enough to get a coach.
You don't have quarterback play. Your O-line's not as good as it should be. And Christian McCaffrey hasn't stayed healthy. There's been issues there. Last thing, and I have to go after the Cowboys. Bryant, prepare yourself. I've talked about Trayvon Diggs getting burnt by Simi Fehoko, getting burnt by everybody. It was Jalen Tolbert, their second round, third round pick this year. He has officially deleted Twitter. Trayvon Diggs, cornerback, all-pro cornerback for the Cowboys, can't handle the heat. He deleted Twitter. He called it toxic. He's tired of watching himself get burnt over and over.
I bet he is, and he's right about
Come on, man. I mean, I know it's toxic, but you gotta handle the heat.
Goes with a checkbook, though.
You're an all-pro. You gave up the most yards on passing routes in the entire NFL last year. You get ready for it. It's just how it's going to work.
this week at the golf tournament. Thank you to Mossy Oak Links and to Golf Sticks Pretzels again for being with us, just like at SEC Media Days. And we're all going to need that great snack on the course or watching college football this fall at home or on the go. Golf Sticks Pretzels hits the spot. Go to golfstickspretzels.com and order now. The company's in West Point, Mississippi. Buy by the case, 3-ounce golf sticks, 12-bag count. 12 individual 3-ounce bags for $24. Buy by the case, 3-ounce case, 36-bag count. 3 ounces per bag, $42. And all the area golf shops, like right here at TPC Southwind, Spring Creek, at Miramichi, Memphis National, Timber Trust, and, of course, at Old Waverly and Mossy Oak Golf Club with a company right there in West Point, Mississippi. Guaranteed a birdie in every bag. They provide a delicious, healthy snack for athletes, fans, and it promotes the great game of golf. Proven to be the best-tasting pretzel out there. Golf Sticks Pretzels, coated with specialty seasoning, paired with a buttery crunch that will power you through any season, football season, basketball season, on the course, off the course. Make it your second golf bag. GolfSticksPretzels.com, a birdie in every bag. Go to GolfSticksPretzels.com.
It's a Wednesday, so you know that means it's a way back Wednesday.
All golf. All our tournament.
Okay. That's coming up next.
You already know you can listen to Sports 56 anywhere with the Sports 56 app or at sports56whbq.com. But you can also watch us daily with live video of all of our shows on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch.
Hi, everybody. Greg Gaston for FanDuel. Add a little excitement to your sports watching experience by betting on all the action on FanDuel Sportsbook. There's a reason why FanDuel is America's #1 sportsbook. Their app is simple to use. They've got great odds on all different betting markets, unique fun bet types like same-game parlays, and exclusive always-on promotions such as enhanced odds boosts on the biggest events that let you get more action out of every game day. And if you win, they even get you your winnings safely in as little as 24 hours. Download the FanDuel Sportsbook app to get started, and be sure to sign up with promo code GASMAN so they know I sent you. That's FanDuel Sportsbook, promo code GASMAN. Must be 21 or over and present in Tennessee. First online real money wager only. $10 first deposit is required. Bonus issued is non-withdrawable site credit that expires 14 days after receipt. Restrictions do apply. See full terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. If you have a gambling problem, call Tennessee Redline at 1-800-889-9789.
Attention homeowners, energy efficiency regulations are changing in 2023. New heating and cooling systems may rise drastically in price. If your HVAC system is old or inefficient, now is the time to buy from Conway Services with outstanding financing options and savings up to $2,600. Conway Services is ready to save you money and give you comfort. Call 384-3511 or visit conwayservices.net to schedule your appointment today. License number 64210, 64365, EAS MS 19668.
Progressive presents Forced Metaphors about bundling your home and auto.
When you bundle your home and auto with Progressive, you get great savings and round-the-clock protection, which is as beautiful as looking your firstborn child in the eyes for the first time. Well, that's a bit much. Maybe it's more like looking your second-born child in the eyes for like the third or fourth time. Point being, the savings and round-the-clock protection are really, really magical.
Forced Metaphors, presented by Progressive. Bundle and protect today. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Discount not available in all states or situations.
Brian Elder's Roofing Solutions.
Chris Price here for Brian Elder Roofing. Have you been turned down by your homeowner's insurance in the past 12 months for damage you believe you're owed? Call Brian Elder Roofing now. Our professionals will do a no-obligation, thorough evaluation of your property and document all damage we find. Our fully certified Hague inspectors are trained to identify storm damage to assess and build a full estimate in a language your carrier will understand. If there is no damage found, we will tell you just that. We build a data file of your actual storm damage for your carrier, all at no cost to you, free. So call now for your comprehensive roof guarantee from Brian Elder Roofing. Call us, 867-0303. That's 867-0303, or schedule online at brianelderroofing.com. Because if you think it's a claim, we'll help you show it's a claim.
Call 867-0303. Brian Elder's Roofing Solutions.
Now, back to Sports Time on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour is brought to you by the Big Green Egg.
Bon appetit.
Here once again are Gabe Kuhn and Brett Norsworthy.
Papa was a Rolling Stone, but now I got Rolling Stones in the bezel. Ice. Mama and home all alone.
Back rolling. Sportstime on Sports 56 with Gabe and Stats. I'm Gabe. He is Stats, and we are live from TPC Southwind for the FedEx St. Jude Championship. It is Pro-Am Day. Here, people are still rolling through. A little bit of foot traffic, although it's died down a little bit as we've rolled on into the afternoon. But our title and presenting sponsors of our coverage out here at the FedEx St. Jude Championship, Landers Ford and First National Bank and Trust. But it is Wednesday, so you know what that means. It is way back Wednesday. Let's get into it.
All golf tournament. Are you ready, Gabe?
I guess so. Like fun golf tournament. Let's hear this.
We had a famous fracas.
Very fun. Love it.
By the
Fights
practice
already.
green one year, a golf fight one year. It was between a caddy's dad and this PGA Tour player. The dad came back and got a little reprisal against the caddy for not being very nice to his son. Was that PGA Tour player A, Mac O'Grady, B, Doug Toole, real name, not stage name, Doug Toole, C, John Daly, or D, Ken Green? Mac O'Grady, Doug Toole, John Daly, or Ken Green?
B or D. I'm thinking B or D. I think I've narrowed it down, although your face tells me it's not B or D. I'm going to go with go through them again one more time.
Mac O'Grady, Doug Toole, John Daly, or Ken Green? A, Mac O'Grady is correct.
Let's go.
Yes.
He gave it away. You gave it away with the face. I love it.
John Daly seemed to have a fracas with about everybody but the caddy.
I have never seen a professional golf fight. Now I've seen fight between Joe and Roger on
kicked his hind end too
at Audubon Park or something. I've seen that type of thing. Never professional.
All right, for years this tournament, it started kind of with Danny Thomas very involved. Didn't start with it, but he became involved, and that was in an era where almost every Hollywood star seemingly had their name on a PGA Tour event. Name me which one of these Hollywood or musical stars didn't have their name on a PGA Tour event in the 70s. A, Jackie Gleason, B, Andy Williams, C, Bob Hope, or D, Billy Joel?
Oh, A, Jackie Gleason.
No. Jackie
that
Gleason,
seemed easy.
Inverary Classic. Andy Williams, I think, was with the L.A. Open. Bob Hope still. And Sammy Davis had his name on. Glenn Campbell may have been the L.A. Open.
How long was the Jackie Gleason tournament? How long was it the Jackie Gleason tournament? Not that long, I would take it.
I'm going to guess 7 or 8 years.
Okay.
Jackie Gleason, Inverary Classic. He did. So 1 out of 2. Next question. What golfer took the famous swan dive into the lake at Colonial after winning? A, Jack Nicklaus, B, Lee Trevino, C, Jody Mudd, or D, Jerry Pate?
Ooh, B or D. I'm thinking B or D. I'm going to go with B. Oh.
It was Jerry Pate, and it was fun, too. Jerry Pate.
My intuition was correct.
Big Alabama football fan. All right, last question. First year for the tournament to be played here at TPC Southwind, was it A, 1987, B, 1989, C, 1990, or D, 1991?
Roll through the years again.
87, 89, 90, or 91?
They're all so close together.
John Mahaffey, the first winner
they're also,
out here.
They're all so close together. Let me go with C, 1990.
Just off.
91.
1989.
Oh.
Last one at Colonial. Jody Mudd got up and down out of the bunker on the left side of the green on 17. Routine par on 18. That closed at Colonial in 88. John Mahaffey, the first winner out here in 89.
So you said it was Jerry Pate?
Jerry Pate.
Jerry Pate with a swan dive.
So 1 for 4 with the Mac O'Grady. That's good, though. You got the brawling question.
I'm glad
I
got
that. Brawl.
I'm glad I got that. You gave it away, though, with your face.
Did I?
Yeah. And also the O'Grady, that's a brawling name. Come on. That's a bar fight name is what it is. Mac O'Grady.
He was something else. And it was really kind of an ugly scene. Doug Toole, great name, great stage name, isn't it? The first player I ever saw.
If someone came up to you, said they got in a bar fight at a pub last night, and said the guy's name was Mac O'Grady, you'd believe it immediately.
Put the dukes up.
Immediately.
Doug Toole was a good tour player, and he was the first player I ever saw out here that I saw him kind of up close and personal with a gold graphite shaft. And the clubs have come a long way since then.
Well, they still use graphite, right? I mean, or do they?
Yeah, but he was first.
Yeah.
Most of these guys are steel shafts.
Yeah. No more graphite clubs out there.
Yeah, but
no more. Not many wooden ones either.
Doug Toole, that was a great name, wasn't it?
Doug Toole. Was he a tool?
No, he's
really
nice.
Really nice guy. He's a nice man.
And it was one of those players, always made good money, but never won a lot. Never, real close in a major.
So 89. Year one at TPC Southland.
How
many have you missed
out here
since then?
Two, COVID and one other.
Right.
And on Friday, I will wear my bucket hat I bought out here either in 89 or 90, and the FedEx logo. It is FedEx. It still says Federal Express on this logo that I bought in 89 or 90, and I think I got about 1 or 2 more tournaments out of it because it's getting shop worn.
Does it still have the famous X or the arrow between the E and the X though? Or is that later?
I'll break it out Friday.
Yeah,
we'll see.
Check it out. We'll check it out. Now we are again.
I'll be the
here
guy
on
in the bucket hat Friday.
I'm actually curious about this. You in a bucket hat really has got piqued my interest. Now
I don't pull it all the way down like Gilligan. I kind of flap it up in the back like a fedora.
The rest of our sponsors here for this wonderful coverage of the FedEx St. Jude Championship: Belly Acres, Bardenstone, Lucchese's, Mid-South Hobbies, Ronnie Grisani's, Hilltop Liquors, Coletta's, Sleep Cheap, Olive Branch Motorsports, Jason's Deli, Golf Sticks Pretzels, 10th Inning Sports Bar, and Mossy Oak Golf Club. I have to tell you about something though. Before we get to hour number 3, get your butt over. Go to Bell Tavern. Make it over to Bell Tavern. It had been missing for a while, but it's back, and it's fantastic. It's better than ever, and Memphis is a better place because of it. It's open 4 p.m. to 11 p.m. Wednesday through Saturday, and 2 to 8 p.m. on Sunday. You know about 117 Prime on 117 Union. I tell you about them every single Thursday. All you do is walk through the dining room and you access the best bar in Memphis. It's Bell Tavern. It's the perfect place to start your night with a gourmet bite, to eat burgers, sandwiches, and starters, and end your night with the coldest beer in town and craft cocktails that you can only find in that one place, tucked in between Barbaro Alley, between 2nd and Main. For information daily, call this number, 901-249-6580. Go to their website, belltavern.com. It is Bell Tavern. Hour 3 on the way. Stick with us.
I often say they've set the bar for the way car business should be done at Homer Skelton Hyundai. You know how close that is. It's right there at Highway 78, Lamar Avenue, and Craft Road, the very first exit in Mississippi. I say it because they always come up with new innovations. And right now, when we've had all these shortages on new cars, Homer Skelton Hyundai is always going to come through for you. You won't pay more than the sticker price for a new car at Homer Skelton Hyundai. That's Chris True's pledge. You'll never pay more than sticker price. Those other guys, they could charge you a whole lot more for that new car because they know there's a shortage. That never happens at Homer Skelton Hyundai. That's part of the philosophy and the team that's been together for about 15 years now. You want the best of service? You want the best of products? It's the combination and the trust you'll always get from the best guys around. Homer Skelton Hyundai and Genesis of Olive Branch. The summer clearance sale is happening now at Family Leisure. You can get up to $2,000 off on a swimming pool. Yes, you heard me. $2,000 off on swimming pools. Get it installed in 2022, you'll be ready for summer 2023. Plus, if you are more of a do-it-yourselfer, Family Leisure has specials that are just too good to pass up, with free ladder upgrades and a whole season worth of chemicals. No one else can offer that kind of deal. Looking for patio furniture? In-stock sets are up to 30% off. Play gyms and trampolines, you can get up to $1,000 off with free installation. We don't know how long these hot temperatures will last, but we do know these prices will not. So take advantage of the summer clearance sale that's happening right now at Family Leisure. Family Leisure, Whidden Road at I-40, where family and fun all come together.
In the alley since 1948, the world-famous Rendezvous. John, it's so good to see everything kind of getting back to normal.
Brett, we've done a lot of ads before, but maybe it's time for me to do a recap. We have valet parking at the end of our alley on Monroe. On Fridays and Saturdays, we give away our wonderful red beans and rice until it runs out. And you know we like to do things local. Miss Barbara Jackson of O Taste and See has been making these wonderful chess and pecan pies, that's pecan, not pecan, and key lime pies for dessert. And we just started serving this wonderful gelato from Sweet Magnolia Gelato Company. And just to remind everybody, you don't eat cheese and sausage with a knife and fork. You take a cracker, you put sausage on it, you put a piece of cheese on it, a little mustard or a little sauce, take a bite and chase it with the pickle. Brett, we've always been the place for all gatherings, whether they're corporate, rehearsal dinners, retirement parties, birthday parties, whatever. We seat anywhere from 20 people to 250 people. And oh, by the way, we are now open for lunch from 11 o'clock on Tuesday through Saturday. Come see us at the Rendezvous.
Got chronic joint pain? Not having success with steroids, but trying to avoid surgery? Well, thankfully, there's a better way. And it's now available here from the medical professionals at QC Kinetics. Hi, this is Greg Gaston. I'm talking about new therapies, advanced all-natural biologics, regenerative treatments that can restore and repair damaged joint tissue, providing lasting relief with no drugs, no surgery, and no downtime. QC Kinetics is the nation's leader in precision regenerative medicine with over 100 clinics across America and literally thousands of satisfied patients. If you've got joint pain due to arthritis, knee pain, hip pain, shoulder pain, don't just think the old ways of dealing with pain are the only ways. You need to learn more about these new biologic therapy options that can change your life. Call QC Kinetics now. It's a free consultation with local medical professionals. Call 901-445-1010. That's 901-445-1010. QC Kinetics, 901-445-1010.
Simple, smooth, and every sip as easy as the last. Tito's handmade vodka tastes just as good with tap water as it does with your favorite mixer. Back in the day, Tito distilled, hand bottled, taste tested, sent to a few friends, then taste tested again to give you the finest juice around. No frills, no flavors, no fancy labels, just the good stuff. Just Tito's. For recipes, videos, and more, visit Tito'sVodka.com.
Distilled and bottled in Austin, Texas, 40% alcohol by volume, namely 80 proof, crafted to be savored responsibly.
We are Sports 56, WHBQ Memphis, and W253 DF Memphis. Flynn Broadcasting Stations.
Now, back to Sports Time on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour is brought to you by DeSoto Auto Sales.
Make them drive the car. Make them touch it. Feel it.
Here once again are Gabe Kuhn and Brett Norsworthy.
Yeah. We are here live at the FedEx St. Jude Championship Wednesday. Pro-Amers are sort of rolling by 18th Fairway. We're at the FedEx Hub, and it is a fantastic time. And joining us right now via the phone line is our man Doug Bell from PGA Tour Radio. We're going to have a quick stop with him because I know he is a busy man. Doug, how are you?
Hey, Gabe. Hey, Brett. I wish I was there with you guys. I'm actually working PGA Live this week, and I'll be in St. Augustine, where PGA Tour Productions is. So I'll be watching from a studio. I wish I was in Memphis because you could take me out for barbecue.
Doug, we wish you were here as well, but we know you know this tournament, its history, and this is the most favorable it's ever been in. Doug, this field, all four major winners this year, gold medal winner from last year, the Tour Player of the Year, the Masters winner, Scotty Scheffler, I think he'll win it, the Rookie of the Year in Cameron Young. Outstanding field. You've seen our tournament when we were hurting a little bit, and now it's never been better thanks to the Tour and to FedEx.
Yeah, no, and I'm excited you guys are in the playoffs now, and you should be, with all that FedEx does for the PGA Tour and all that St. Jude does. I mean, it's incredible what happens at that one event, and you're right. But what a tournament, guys, because all the big names have basically been off for 3 weeks other than Tony Finau. Patrick Cantlay played a couple of weeks ago. Sung J M played 2 of the last 3 weeks, but everybody else has been resting or whatever you do when you have 3 weeks off. So it'll be good to have the gang all back together. When I say the gang, we're talking the top 10 players in the world.
The best.
No question about it. It seems like all the distractions are basically put behind us. We get golf tomorrow. And really, we've been walking around the grounds relatively spongy. We had some rain yesterday. We should get some rain, a little bit rain tomorrow, a little bit spongy, a little soft. With that being said, you know this course. What do you think a winning score should look like with the course playing soft as it is?
Well, it's soft, but it'll firm up. And even being a little soft, it's a tough track, as you guys know. And if you look back for the winners and the guys who've been successful, it's guys who are really, really good with their iron. They're going to give themselves birdie opportunities. By the way, Scotty Scheffler, number 1 on the PGA Tour, strokes gained, greens hit in regulation. So that may give you a reason to pick world number 1. Billy Horschel, guys, I'm just giving you a value pick. And what he's done at Southwind now, he's never missed a cut. He's 8 for 8, 5 top 10s since 2013. And Billy Horschel, who won the Memorial, I'm just saying, guys, 45-1, Billy Horschel. That might be a good value pick.
I like that, Doug Bell. And Billy Horschel, he spreads the great word about FedEx and the FedEx Cup as much as anyone. His testimony about FedEx and the FedEx Cup, and he was a proud winner of that one year and the recipient of that big check. And this builds to next week and to the conclusion of the playoffs down at East Lake at the Tour Championship. We go from 125 this week to 75 to 30. Next year we will go 75, 50, 30 as we move into the future. But our tournament has never been in a better shape.
Oh gosh, no, guys. I mean it's incredible. And I've been coming for years. I mean I've been coming back. This will tell you how old I am. I've been coming since Russ Cochran, my friend from Paducah, Kentucky, won in Memphis, and he beat Greg Norman, the infamous Greg Norman way back when. But no, I mean I love Memphis, and I'm really proud of the fact that you guys now have a playoff event, and all the big names are there, guys. I mean they're all there, other than the ones who left. But you know, who cares about them right now? These guys are going for big dollars, and Scotty Scheffler, Cam Smith, some of these guys at the top of the FedEx Cup points. When you think about what could happen this week, next week at the BMW, and then ultimately the Tour Championship. These guys, and I'm talking about the top players, they could all win more than $30 million this year alone. I mean, that's crazy money for a golfer, but that's like really good money for any professional athlete. So there's a lot on the line. These guys,
Doug,
listen, they're excited about the playoffs.
Back in the day, when Russ Cochran would come here and was a good gallery draw, we didn't do our coverage quite like we do it now. We would kind of do phoners during the day and then maybe the afternoon. It was only we probably only had one show, but invariably any reference to Russ Cochran would be Paducah, Kentucky native Russ Cochran, 3 under through 7.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. You know, I grew up in Paducah. I was a kid born and raised there, and Russ was a great basketball player in high school, and his brother Russ, who carried the bag for him down in Memphis, was a good basketball player too. Can you imagine guys growing up in Kentucky being good basketball players? How does that happen, guys? They don't like basketball in that state.
Yeah, they just always come up with them, don't they?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Now I know you love coming to Memphis. You like this golf course. Now I know you mentioned barbecue off the top. What's the best barbecue in town? Let's hear it. I need an out of towner's opinion on this.
Well, I mean, the commissary is fabulous.
You don't want to discriminate. This is. Everybody in Memphis, we get to this point where you just don't want to discriminate. You can't pick against one or the other because they all do good things.
You're right. Well, Brett fixes me up everywhere, and the commissary, whenever I leave there, I'm like, uncomfortably full.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's like, I ate way too much.
Good.
Now, the rendezvous is the experience downtown, and you kind of roam around downtown and have some fun, and maybe the Redbirds are home or whatever, and that's kind of cool too. And I like the the waiting staff at the Rendezvous. You know, they take care of you down there. It's kind of it's a vibe that I really like. And you look at the autographs on the wall and stuff like that. You know, it's nice.
And both well represented this week. The commissary down at the pit by the silo off of 9 T-box. And today the Rendezvous had everybody coming through by 8 T-box, just between 7 and 8. Entertaining all the players, so everybody got the good portion of it. You'll remember, I know very well, and he was almost commissioner. You remember Joe Ogilvy, a tour player and great guy, Doug?
Absolutely.
Was visiting with Joe today, and he said, you can't swing a towel without hitting a great barbecue place in Memphis, and he's right about that.
Listen, I love Memphis, guys, and I can't wait to come back up because friends of mine have never been to Elvis's home Graceland. And so in the next few weeks, it'll be after the playoffs because I'm working the next 2 weeks too. I'm going to come back to Memphis and head out to Graceland. They've never been, and I told them they got to go. There's just so many cool things to do in Memphis, you know. And you guys
Candlelight Vigil next Monday night, Doug. I mean,
oh, is that right? Oh gosh, man.
Oh yeah.
Doug, I got to say,
every head bowed, every eye closed, too.
I might get my card revoked after saying this, but I have to say it since you brought up Graceland. I've been here since 2013. Never been.
Oh, you need to.
Never been.
Oh my gosh,
it's unreal.
When I come back up with my friends, we'll invite you to come with us. You'll be part of our gang.
Oh, how about that? That sounds perfect.
The Birmingham gang.
We'll get some barbecue before. We'll get uncomfortably full and then go to Graceland.
Doug, the year in golf, I know it's been very live dominated, but we've had 4 great winners. 3 of the winners, first-time winners. One's on his way to live. There's no doubt about that with Cam Smith. But Scotty Scheffler in the springtime, I still think one of the great golf, some of the great golf action of the year this year was on Saturday at Augusta National when Scotty Scheffler's caddy got in that tree in that big bush and dug that ball out, and he was able to get in with a 5 on that Saturday. That kind of set the template for the rest of the year for him and him winning that green jacket.
Yeah, you're talking about Ted Scott, Bubba Watson's old caddy, who's played a real significant role in the emergence of now the new number 1, Scotty Scheffler, who, by the way, guys, is the most unassuming world number 1 that we've ever had. He still, as he said in the press conference the other day, still drives that same truck that he drove in college. It has like 178,000 miles. Wants to go out to dinner. They go like 5 minutes from the house. He's a delightful young guy. And even though he's been off now since the Open Championship, I know he's been at home working. Some guys may take time off. I know Sam Burns went to things of that nature. Scotty Scheffler's been working his tail off. So I think he expects to have a really, really good week. And listen, he finished in the top 15 each of the last 2 years. So Scheffler, if you want to go
innuendo, let's have the pick.
Well, the reason I'm giving so many picks is because I'm coming up. The guys I like, Matthew Fitzpatrick, guys. He was 20-1 up until today. He's dropped to 18-1, so people are putting money on it. Listen, he won the U.S. Open. He's number 1 on the tour, strokes gained tee to green. That's better than Rory. That's better than Justin Thomas. That's better than Scotty Scheffler. The last 2 times he's played in Memphis, tied for 4th, tied for 6th. And you saw that short game at the U.S. Open. The pitch shots left-hand low, which is kind of unique. Nobody else does it right now. I like Matt Fitzpatrick, the Englishman, who has had a great year, and I think it even gets better. And remember, if you win in Memphis, you get 2,000 FedEx Cup points instead of 500. And if you win in Memphis, if you're not Scotty Scheffler or one of the top guys, you catapult to the top of the FedEx Cup points.
Well, you mentioned it. You have to get off to some other duties. We appreciate you joining us while you could. He is Doug Bell from PGA Tour Radio. Doug, always appreciate it.
Hey, thanks, guys. And Gabe, we're going to Graceland. I'll be up there in a month.
Oh,
yes, sir.
I'm already getting the text. They're coming after me. I have a card revoked.
Bye, guys.
I shouldn't have admitted it, guys. Unbelievable.
Doug, have a great weekend. Thank you, man.
Yeah, Bryant gave me
It's ridiculous that you haven't been to Graceland.
I'd never
first.
been.
It is. Monday night.
It's tough. Hey, guys,
Candlelight Vigil. Let's all go.
Let me say, how many times have you been in your life?
In my life?
In your life. Is it a rite of passage, or is it less of a rite of passage than it used to be?
Counting everything.
That's honesty. Like, I want honesty.
10
times? I know Brian's
you,
been like 400.
I've never been to Candlelight Vigil, but I've been to parties there.
The biggest Elvis fan in the world.
I also don't have like $160 to just shell out on going to Graceland.
Yeah, I guess.
Went to a great party there.
It's $160?
No,
the summer of '97 or '98.
Okay, my gosh.
After the U2 concert, and Bono was there.
Hey, Bono was at Graceland?
Yeah.
If it's $160, you're kidding, right? That was you just said.
Well, I mean, I get the expensive.
No way.
I went for the expensive tour, so yeah, the expensive tour is like $180.
I
literally, when I went, the last time I went,
I have to get on Doug's bill.
100%
Doug will
spent
handle it for me.
$400.
That's something. Well, yeah, you went to the gift shop. You did everything.
Everything.
You made sure you covered all the bases.
Everything.
You should have, and I would encourage people locally, that's one of the great things about the movie being out is maybe a rekindling of just powerful force that Elvis was. And next week you're going to hear a lot about it, and there'll be a lot of tourists
who led Wake Forest to a AC championship appearance last year and threw for 50 TDs. He is what Wake Forest is sort of terming. They're saying he's out for an extended period of time with something they call a non-football related medical issue. Dave Clawson, their coach, the head coach there at Wake Forest, said he underwent medical attention following a workout. And I have no idea what this is, but from the sounds of it does not sound good for Sam Hartman. And I just hope it's not anything that could potentially be life-threatening and a bind health-wise going forward, even outside of college football and everything.
Loss on the field quotient of it, Gabe, because it was such a shocking story. I won't say we get this every year, but we get those, and
it happens.
And for him and for his teammates, it's got to be a real rally effect because clock's ticking down to kickoff, but more importantly, the youngster's health, and it reads
not great, not good,
very alarming.
Mitch Griffiths, who is a redshirt freshman, will take over for him as a starting quarterback. But that Wake Forest team, Dave Clawson and Sam Hartman too. He's been huge. It's like they have brought that university, that program back up. And I don't know if they ever really were up. Wake Forest is like historically
the
basketball.
Riley Skinner years.
Yeah, but historically almost a basketball school, even though they haven't been great at basketball lately. But They were going to compete for the top of the ACC again this year, and that's going to be completely derailed. Sam Hartman is one of, if he's on the field, one of the best quarterbacks in the country, and him and Dave Clawson have been just a perfect brainchild. It has been a perfect storm at Wake Forest since those two
on the field. The on the field quotient around the ACC, I am looking forward to it. Because I think the ACC is pretty mysterious this year. The SEC is really top heavy,
right?
And we know who's.
And the ACC always, outside of Clemson, relatively mysterious.
But how good will NC State be? Will they? A lot of people really big on them. And can North Carolina be more like 2 years ago or last year?
I have learned to not fully buy into North Carolina. Last year should have been fine, and I think 2 years ago, again, I bring up that perfect storm term. I think that was a perfect storm for North Carolina. De'Ami Brown, two running backs that
Phil Longo.
Javonte Williams is one of the two running backs they had that went to the NFL.
Who says I can't say
Sam
nice
Howell.
about Phil Longo?
Sam Howell was unbelievable, but they were great 2 years ago. They lost all of those weapons around Sam Howell. You thought they'd still be good because of Sam Howell, and he couldn't get it done. This year, no Sam Howell, nobody outside. You can't imagine they're going to be fantastic, but we know that Clemson's going to be there at the very top.
We think that.
Who else? Miami has some potential now to be there. And NC State I like, and Dave Dorn's done a great job. And I like Devin Leary, but again, we're going to have to keep an eye on
that. They go to Notre Dame.
NC State being top 15 preseason is interesting to me because I just don't know if they'll be able to sustain that throughout the year. Top 15 is a lot to ask for a team like that.
What can Boston College do?
Dude, I mean, is that?
It's been a while.
Yeah, it's been a long while. I think Pittsburgh is Pitt, who won last year, will be solid still. Keaton Slovis stepping in. I don't know Jordan Addison, but they have some guys that learned how to win last year, some holdover. Pat Narduzzi's always been a decent defensive coach.
Big early game against UT, revenge for UT, but they got to go on the road to get it.
Yeah. I still am. Everybody's sort of counting that in Tennessee's ballpark, aren't they, right now? Everybody's counting that as a win for UT. I don't think that's fair. I don't think that's fair, though. I really think that Pitt team is going to give them a run for their money. And
I thought Kenny Pickett was the difference in that game last year. Whatever side had him would have won.
Also, Joe Milton. Joe Milton was the difference in that game, too.
Yeah, he struggled.
Still unbelievable that it took that long for Josh Heupel to realize Hendon Hooker was the guy.
Had guys wide open all day.
Mm-hmm. Now, also in the college football space, we talked about the NIL situation at SMU. USC has now taken advantage of the collective. It's called Student Body Right, NIL collective.
Appropriate.
And it is a bunch of big money boosters that are trying to, quote, provide equivalent of a base salary for every scholarship athlete. They filed
entire
for
men's grill at Riviera Country Club is contributing.
Here's what's interesting to me. They filed for 501c3 status, which is a charitable organization, is what they're trying to do. I don't know how they're going to keep that status considering where this money's going. I don't know how that's going to work. But the biggest part of this is USC officials are not into it. They are trying to wipe their hands completely clean of it. Mike Bohn has said he wants no part of Student Body Right. He doesn't want them to be affiliated with USC. He doesn't want them to be even considered as hand-to-hand in this whole thing. Well, you got to be careful, but also I think he needs to be careful of what we're going to look forward to, because I think as we continue to evolve in the college athletic space, in the college football space too, I think we'll start to see different things put forward and I think collectives will be the first order. I think a lot of people are going to go after collectives and see exactly, okay, are they charitable organizations? Can we consider them that? Are we going? So I think some legality, some things will go on behind the scenes, and I don't know if Mike Bohn's ready to attach himself to something that he doesn't know is going to be a long-term stabilizing force in his NIL space. And I understand it, but everybody else is doing the same thing. This is not just a USC thing.
Genie's out of the bottle. I just don't see how these ADs are going to be able to rein in these powerful boosters and donors.
Because you just wonder, it's about where they're getting the money from, and it's about the status that they're using.
They've never been able to, even Norway.
But it's about the status they're using to run these collectives, too. Do you consider
We've really always kind of had a collective?
Do you consider well, yes, but now they're trying to do it above board in the open space legally. Do you think that as we continue to go forward, it's going to be okay to consider these charitable organizations?
I don't think the IRS is going to allow that.
That's what I'm trying to say. So, I get where there's a little bit of holdup for some ADs. But again, I think Mike Bohn needs to understand that he's in a boat with Alabama, with Georgia, with all these other big-time athletic programs.
But he's got to butt heads with his biggest boosters.
Football
That's
programs.
Tough.
Yeah. But the thing is, USC's tried to do something on their own. They have tried to make not a collective as a whole. I don't think they would term it that way, but they've tried to partner with certain companies to make the NIL space more accessible for their athletes. But Student Body Right comes along, and they're making it as accessible as possible.
And that name from when they were most famous for being Tailback U, and now their last run of Heisman Trophy winners have all been quarterbacks.
Yeah, no question about it. Now, we got to go ahead and get to a break. When we come back, we have a little bit of baseball news to discuss. Shohei Ohtani makes some history, some good history. Miles Michaelis makes some bad history. We have a bunch on the other side. That's next.
You have opinions?
Well, you got to have an opinion.
Of course you do. Everyone does. Hit us up on the AutoZone listener line, 360-8255, 360-8255.
Hey, I got one of my best customers, Mark, here.
Hey, Montana.
Hey, Mark. Tell Sports 56 fans the deal of the century that I gave you at Sleep Cheap.
Yeah, I just bought the whole family some new mattresses. Our backs thank you. Easy professional people to work with, good quality mattresses and box springs, and they under-promised and over-delivered. We got the Sports 56 deal, the hybrid mattress and box springs regularly $1,000 for $599, and the wife and I got the king-size mattress normally $1,500 for $999.
Mark, it was a pleasure working with you. Glad you and your family are happy with the quality of our memory foam. Now I'm extending this manager's suite deal to my fellow Sports 56 fans. Check out our 3 locations, 6330 Winchester, Memphis, 1069 Goodman Road in Horn Lake, and West Memphis, 1701 North Missouri Street. Also wanted to let you know Sleep Cheap mattress sets starting at $199 to $4,000. We have twin XLs, queen, king, California king, we got it all. And again, guys, take advantage of this sweet Sports 56 hybrid mattress queen box deal. Normally $1,000, we got it for $599. We also have the king, normally $1,500, selling for $999. See y'all at Sleep Cheap.
It's time for another season of golf at Miramichi. You know the spot, 15 minutes north of downtown in Woodstock. I call it heaven. It's 330 acres of natural beauty, 7,400 yards of championship-level golf, but there are several different tee boxes which make it fun or competitive for every level of golf. And the practice facilities are as good as any country club, and every round of golf comes with a cart and complimentary range balls. You can really improve your game, and you'll love the prices too. Seniors can play Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday for as low as $33. Again, the golf cart and the range balls are thrown in. The standard weekday rates are as low as $44. Friday, it's $50, and on Sunday, it's $55. You'll love the view from the terrace. You look out and see the best view in all of Shelby County. The whole experience, it's just fantastic. Go check it out yourself at Miramichi.
Add a little excitement to your sports watching experience by betting on all the action on FanDuel Sportsbook. There's a reason why FanDuel is America's #1 sportsbook. Their app is simple to use. They've got great odds on all different betting markets, unique, fun bet types like same-game parlay, and exclusive, always-on promotions such as enhanced odds boosts on the biggest events to let you get more action out of every game day. And if you win, they even get you your winnings safely in as little as 24 hours. If you've never tried FanDuel Sportsbook, what are you waiting for? Download the FanDuel Sportsbook app to get started and be sure to sign up with promo code CASH so they know I sent you. That's FanDuel Sportsbook, promo code CASH. Must be 21 and older and present in Tennessee. First online real money wager only. $10 first deposit required. Bonus issued is non-withdrawable site credit that expires 14 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See full terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call the Tennessee Red Line at 1-800-889-9789.
I often say they've set the bar for the way car business should be done at Homer Skelton Hyundai. You know how close that is. It's right there at Highway 78, Lamar Avenue, and Craft Road, the very first exit in Mississippi. I say it because they always come up with new innovations. And right now, when we've had all these shortages on new cars, Homer Skelton Hyundai is always going to come through for you. You won't pay more than the sticker price for a new car at Homer Skelton Hyundai. That's Chris True's pledge. You'll never pay more than sticker price. Those other guys, they could charge you a whole lot more for that new car because they know there's a shortage. That never happens at Homer Skelton Hyundai. That's part of the philosophy and the team that's been together for about 15 years now. You want the best of service? You want the best of products? It's the combination and the trust you'll always get from the best guys around. Homer Skelton Hyundai and Genesis of Olive Branch.
Say there was a place, the perfect place for everything you need for tailgates and patios. Grills and chairs, charcoal and coolers. Everything to make a great game or a great day. That perfect place wouldn't be a warehouse. It's East Memphis Ace Hardware. Locally owned and operated at Quince and White Station, East Memphis Ace Hardware is where you'll find Benjamin Moore paints, local plants from local growers, and Black & Decker tools. Around the block, what you need in stock with people who know their tailgates. Welcome to East Memphis Ace Hardware, the home convenience store.
Drive like a pro and support a great cause during the sales drive at Landers Ford and Landers Ford South. We've provided 100 new Fords to the pros at the FedEx St. Jude Championship. Now they're all being sold with demo prices. A portion of the proceeds go directly to the St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. That's 100 new Ford Explorers and Expeditions, demo priced to sell now. This is a once-a-year opportunity to upgrade for less and support a great cause. Visit LandersMemphis.com or come see us at Landers Ford in Collierville, Landers Ford South in South Haven, and Landers Ford North in Covington. With our Landers Easy Pass, you can get top dollar for your trade-in to help you save even more. Don't miss your chance to pay less during the Landers Sales Drive. Reserve your demo-priced new Ford, driven by a pro at the FedEx St. Jude Championship, and lock in low APR financing. Landers Ford and Landers Ford South. Remember, if it doesn't say Landers, you paid too much.
Now, back to Sports Time. 6 and 98.5 FM. This hour is brought to you by DeSoto Auto Sales.
I couldn't believe it either, but that thing runs like new.
Here once again are Gabe Kuhn and Brett Norsworthy.
My nail tech knows how to keep it a little secret.
We have 30 minutes left in today's show from TPC Southland from the FedEx St. Jude Championship. Hit us up at the listener line, 901-360-8255. Text us questions, comments, concerns. Also, you can go ahead and watch us live and message us on our social, Sports 56 WHPQ, Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch, and go to our website, sports56whpq.com. Gabe and Stats with you. I'm Gabe. He is Stats. And discussing at the break, Field of Dreams game tomorrow. Does anyone care? Does anyone care about Reds versus Cubs in the Field of Dreams game tomorrow?
Well, it's a battle for the bottom of the National League Central, but two great franchises, historic.
Right.
Can we leave Manfred out there at the game? Just deposit him out in the cornfields and leave him?
I don't know. Maybe. The fact that the MLB didn't pull any last-second strings to try to get these teams up out of here is kind of surprising to me. But we're going to follow up. The Field of Dreams game last year, White Sox-Yankees, was one of the most watched MLB games in history. We're going to follow that up with one of the least watched. I guarantee. I don't. Obviously, I have no estimations in front of me. I have no way of fully knowing what I'm about to say, but I know it to be fact. This game will not be near as watched as last year, and it's not going to deliver
and it's
ratings.
Up against football tomorrow night.
It's not going to deliver ratings. It just will not. These teams are not good enough. And the other thing that bothers me, because obviously Alex at Cedar Rapids and dealing with the state of Iowa. When you think of the state of Iowa, let's just do an exercise here. When you think of the state of Iowa and you think of Major League Baseball, you think of teams that they could potentially watch, start naming them. And I'll tell you if they're blacked out or not.
Cardinals.
They're blacked out.
Cubs.
Blacked out.
White Sox.
Blacked out.
Twins.
Blacked out.
Royals.
Blacked out.
Who's the sixth?
There's two more.
Milwaukee.
Blacked out. There you go. You're almost there.
Help me, Brian.
Come on. Who else?
In the neighborhood.
Who else?
Trying to remember who
else said. Would you say?
Rockies?
Rockies? No,
it wouldn't be the Rockies.
I don't think they ain't there.
Tigers?
Wait, did you say Cubs, Cardinals, White Sox, Twins, Royals, Brewers?
I did. Did I say Brewers? Yeah.
I think Brewers. All blacked out. All blacked out.
That's sad.
And that's in the fact that they're charging, right now for a seat at the place, it's $500 a ticket. For people in Iowa that are mostly farmers and working class folk, I just think it's a slap in the face. Like this game this year, as much as I want to try to support the game, I want to see the MLB on the forefront of the sports calendar because this is their time to shine before football. I just know how much of a sort of foolish thing, like what's going on in Iowa at the Field of Dreams is foolish and it's depressing.
Gabe, there's a legendary NBA front office figure, and he's with the Miami Heat. Most of his career has been there. His name is Andy Ellisberg. I know him pretty well, and Andy he's held every job in the Heat organization. Started literally like as an intern in the marketing department, and certified expert through the years in every single level that he's worked in, from ticketing to promotions to marketing to broadcast to player personnel to the salary cap. I mean, he works all the time. But his summertime, his big thing, and he and his dad is now aged, but he and his dad always go. They jump in the car and they go town to town. They like to go to AA, AAA baseball parks. So I got to be friends with him here one summer when they were in town for a week of Redbirds games, and he's taking his dad tomorrow night. And when asked, I said that had to the Field of Dreams game.
Yeah, okay.
And when asked about how did you land tickets, he said, 35 years in the sports business, I had to call in a lot of markers.
Yes, of course he did. But what the state of Iowa has dealt with, it really is it's like a big picture reminder of what baseball has done to push away their loyalist fans.
They really have.
They're down home.
They work at it.
Home of baseball fans, rural, small-town America, push away those fans. They're trying to take away some of those minor league teams as they continue to shrink the minor leagues.
We got to get out of blackouts in sports. I mean, you got to give it full coverage.
Yeah, and obviously there's some legality there that they have to do.
Tomorrow night, NFL Giants Patriots on NFL Net, Titans Ravens, and that looks like just a local package. No national carrier for that, and that's usually both teams have kind of local broadcast teams for that. And that's big money for a lot of people to be able to do the preseason games. But Giants Patriots on NFL Net will get a good number.
If certainly neither of the preseason games outdraw the. Hopefully, don't outdraw.
Not on network. No, it won't outdraw it, but it will get a number.
Game.
It'll get something.
It'll get a solid number. If it's even close, it'll be discussed. If it is even remotely close, 6:15, they're running right side by side.
They are.
So that's going to be something to watch.
We were talking earlier with Doug Bell about the tournament this week. We mentioned great barbecue restaurants in Memphis, and we have them. And he mentioned a couple of our favorites. In fact, 2 locations for the commissary. The new Collierville commissary at Houston Levy and Poplar are the original in Germantown. And this week, a third great location, the Pit at TPC Southwind over behind 1 Green, just off of 8 T-Box and off of 9 T-Box. I was out there today, and Walker and his staff, they're ready for the crowds this week and really anxious to be a part of the fabric of town, and they sure have been for so long. Memphis-style barbecue and ribs done the Memphis way, the slow-cooked way. If you're craving an easier way to order, do it the fast way. Text commissary to 33733. All that great food like the nachos invented at the Germantown commissary in the early 80s. The tamales, the cheese plate, the great appetizers, smoked chicken wings. I guarantee you Walker would have gotten every one of those way back Wednesday questions correct. He remembers through the years all the great tournaments we've had through the years. Dig into the ribs, the shoulder, chopped or pulled on a sandwich, on a plate, all the sides, deviled eggs, slaw, beans, bread as well. You can order it by the pound or a 6-pack or an 8-pack or a 12-pack. Save room for dessert, quite a challenge. But you can do it. The lemon icebox pie, the banana pudding, the pecan pie, all so very good. We're getting close to the time of year, just about a month and a half away. We'll be talking about the holiday bird around the holidays at Thanksgiving and at the Christmas season. 901-754-5540 for any season online at commissarybbq.com in Collierville and Germantown. The part areas, we get the cool down we're expecting here. You can enjoy golf during the day and get to either the new Collierville commissary at Houston Levy and get outside on the patio, or to the original in Germantown. 901-754-5540, online at commissarybbq.com.
Now we have some good history and some bad history in the MLB last night. Which one do you want first, Brett?
I want the good.
Let's go the good. Shohei Ohtani continues to do ridiculous things. He's 10-7 on the year with a team that's over, what are they, 15 under 500 still? That's ridiculous to me. But he joined Babe Ruth last night. In 1918 was the last time this happened. Only players in Major League history.
Babe Ruth is a member of the Red Sox.
Major League history, only players to have 10 home runs and 10 wins in the same season. 5-1 win over the A's last night. And this is why when we were talking about trade deadline moves and we were talking about Shohei Ohtani moving out and getting traded, I think it is so foolish for the Angels I always thought it was foolish for them to even think about doing that because there's only one reason anyone pays attention to the Angels right now, and that's Shohei Ohtani. And he is transcendent, what he's been doing, and it's not stopping. He shows no signs of slowing down, even in the slightest.
Next to last place team, I don't think they will. Bruce Marshall said last Friday he thought the A's would catch them. I don't, but it's sad last night how few people watched it, and really they woke up to the Babe Ruth nugget, and I don't know if that grabs people.
It grabs me. I'll say that. And obviously I think it's your point's well taken because he has literally
that would have led morning
well yes,
TV
but
news.
I think your point's well taken. That and the fact that he's done it so many times and he's been in that conversation with Babe Ruth so many times that people don't pay as much attention.
A little desensitized.
But here's the other thing,
which is a shame.
His when we talk about sports shows that cover the evening, the Sports Center, he's still leading it when it comes to MLB coverage. And, like, for the Angels to even think about letting that go right this second, I think is so foolish in so many ways. You have one – Mike Trout's not on the field. You have one draw, and that draw is Shohei Ohtani.
Do you think he was really close to being dealt? I never heard real traction on the deal.
And here's the other thing. What realistically do you trade to go get Shohei? Like, what would that package look like? Similar to Juan Soto?
Or more.
He does both. Do 2 birds, 1 stone. So, I don't know. That would be a to be honest with you,
the Cardinals, that would have included Dylan Carlson for sure, and then more. And what more do you –
the great Bambino.
A healthy Flaherty?
The great Bambino Carlson, your guy?
That guy.
But –
speaking of number 3s like the Babe.
I'm curious what that package will look like, but I don't think it was very real, considering it was a day and a half that they were really talking about it.
Brian, did you ever hear real traction on a deal, real rubber hitting the road?
Yeah, I think Brian's tied up right this second, but I don't think there was much.
No.
There was a little bit of smoke.
And how do you go into the offseason and sell season ticket packages? We just dealt Shohei.
And we were talking the conversation with Bruce last week. He said you have Anthony Rendon up there and Mike Trout. They're not playing right now as their poster children.
And real question around Trout.
That's I sort of wonder, degenerative back disorder. That's not real. That's not
when you hear
that
rare
is real.
Back
That's
disorder.
hard to rehab. There's not much rehab. It's going to be about pain tolerance and him being able to fight through from this point forward. Now the bad news, the bad history. Cardinals. Good Lord, man.
Glad that was over.
16-5 loss to the Rockies. Miles Mikolas, 2 2/3 innings, 14 hits, 10 earned runs.
And
here's my favorite couple stats. His season ERA went from 2.92 to 3.50 last night. His batting average against increased from 222 to 239. He was awful. There's only 2 starting pitchers in MLB history to allow 14-plus hits, allow 10-plus earned runs, record 10 or fewer outs. Miles Mikolas last night and Ralph Comstock in 1913. We familiar with Ralph Comstock?
I got nothing.
I don't know him. I'm not. 1913 was a long time ago, though. I can tell you that.
Yeah. It was even before Babe.
Miles.
The original Bambino.
But also, there's something to be said about Coors Field. Coors Field's rough. The 2 longest home runs in the MLB season. Ryan McMahon last night, 495-footer versus T.J. McFarland. Again, I mentioned it. That wasn't even batting practice. That was what I used to see in 9th grade on the summer league circuit. That was not. I mean, that was a hanging changeup that had no break.
Hit me on
it was ridiculous. It's like, what was that pitch?
And sad that what has now occurred to Chris Bryant there. He's probably shelved for the year, and
yep.
I don't know that he's going to. I think I do know he's not going to reach that potential that I saw at AutoZone Park one night for the Iowa Cubs, and I thought he was going to walk to the Hall of Fame.
But Jesus Sanchez was the other longest. He's got the longest home run of the year for the Marlins, 496 feet at Coors too. It's just. You called it, though. I have to give you credit. You knew that this was going to be
tomorrow over with.
You knew it was going to be an awful situation for them to walk into, especially coming off that sweep against the Yankees at home. Feeling a little too good about yourself. They got took down. They got took down a notch last night. And the Brewers won, so they're only one game back right this second. It's going to be a tough one. Now let's go ahead and get to our final break today. When we come back, talk about Crunch Time.
Start your day with Sports 56 Mornings with Greg Gaston and Eli Savoy. Weekday mornings from 7 to 10, right here on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
If you've been racking your brain trying to think of the perfect gift for someone, here's the simple answer. Give them the gift of Prime, 117 Prime. Nothing shows how much you care about them like the gift of fantastic food. And 117 Prime is as fantastic as it gets. Give that special someone a gift card for 117 Prime, and these steak experts will prepare them what will almost certainly be the best steak they've ever had. Don't buy them a tie or a book they'll never have time to read. Get them what they really want. Get them Prime.
Hi, this is Troy Fivesh, owner of Fivesh Roof Services. If you need a new roof for your home or business, we hope to hear from you and will work hard to earn your business. We are experts and certified in residential and commercial roofing, siding, and gutter installation. I have been serving the Memphis area for over 20 years, and now with two of my sons working with me, we plan to be here for years to come. So if you need a roof, please give us a call. On a personal note, what a great time it is to be a Memphis sports fan. With the Grizzlies and the Redbirds and 901 FC, not to mention Tigers football and basketball, it's going to be a fun year. Thanks to Coach Silverfield and Coach Hardaway and their staffs for their dedication to the student and athletes, the University of Memphis, the City of Memphis, and us fans. Five Ash Roof Services, a proud partner of the Memphis Tigers and the official roofer of the Tigers home team. Five Ash Roofing, fair, honest, and ethical. 367-0050 or memphisroofer.com. 367-0050 or memphisroofer.com.
Five Ash Roofing, it's what we do. We're here for you.
Sheldon, we've worked together for over 20 years, and we have sold a lot of homes in that time.
That's right. I'm Sheldon Rosengarten, and I'm with Melanie Simpson, and we're with Marks Bensdorf Realtors. Melanie, I've represented numerous buyers and sellers and always strive to do a good job for whomever I represent.
Sheldon, I know you do, except your golf game is horrible because you spend so much time taking care of your clients. I even heard that you tend to hit people with wayward golf shots.
Only 2 or 3 times, and they're all out of the hospital now. Like I always say, if you're thinking of selling a home, talk to 2 or 3 real estate brokers and make sure I'm one of them.
And if someone needs to fill up a foursome, don't call you?
That's right. And find out why people often say when you want the job done, call Shell Dunn.
You can reach Shell Dunn Rosengarten or me, Melanie Simpson, at 682-1868 or memphisrelocate.com. Do it now. That's 682-1868 or memphisrelocate.com. And
go Tigers!
Are you tired of living with chronic pain, knee pain, joint pain? Listen carefully, because now there are new regenerative treatments available here. Hi, this is Greg Gaston. QC Kinetics, the nation's leader in regenerative medicine, is now open, giving lasting relief to people with joint pain, using the latest in precision medicine with natural biologics. It's an exciting non-surgical approach that can restore and repair damaged tissue in your joints and get you moving again. QC Kinetics has over 100 clinics nationwide and has treated thousands of patients with an incredible success and satisfaction rate. If you've got pain in your knees, shoulders, hip, or back, you need to check out these new treatments. They can actually help your body restore and repair itself with no downtime, no drugs, no surgery. Call now to schedule your free consultation with the local medical professionals at QC Kinetics. 901-445-1010. That's 901-445-1010. 901-445-1010.
Golfers, it's time to tee it up at Edwin Watts Golf Shops with all the hottest brands in golf at the best prices, featuring tailor-made stealth carbon woods and irons. Callaway's Rogue ST collection of woods and irons, Titleist's T-Series irons and Vokey wedges, and Ping's G425 woods and irons. All this and more at Edwin Watts Golf Shops. Swing by and receive a free custom fitting today. Edwin Watts Golf Shops, home of the 90-day satisfaction guarantee, or shop us online at worldwidegolfshops.com.
In the alley since 1948, Mr. Charlie Virgo's world-famous Rendezvous. John, you and your family continue the great work at the Rendezvous. Next year will be the 75th birthday party. Let's start the party now.
Brett, there are so many visitors in town to watch the emerging Grizzlies and to see our great sights and sounds in Memphis. I see them all the time at the restaurant. I want them to know Memphis is a great foodie town. There are so many family-owned, locally-owned great restaurants that have stood the test of time. I won't mention all because the list is too long and I don't want to leave anybody out, but I will mention Jim's Place place, Grill, because my cousins own it. It's a great restaurant, and they've stood the test of time. And they are this year celebrating their 100th anniversary. And of course, any visitor that comes to Memphis needs to eat barbecue. And I've said this before, there's great barbecue all over Memphis. I know because I eat it. But if you just have one night to eat barbecue in Memphis, it should be the Rendezvous. It's such a special place with a special staff. And by the way, next year we will be celebrating our 75th anniversary.
The world-famous Rendezvous, serving Memphis in the Mid-South, and with the shipping, serving the world.
Now, back to Sports Time on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour is brought to you by DeSoto Auto Sales.
This is a damn fine automobile, if you want my honest opinion.
Here once again are Gabe Kuhn and Brett Norsworthy.
There's a set going strong, a lot of things going on.
Go crazy, folks! Go crazy!
This is for all the biggest crunch time.
You are looking live. In your life have you seen anything like that? Goodbye! Hello, Haskins.
It's obviously crunch time.
Hammer, nail, coffin, this baby is over.
The double steak grilled cheese burrito, so good. Double the steak with nacho cheese sauce, seasoned rice, red strips, sour cream, and the 3-cheese blend wrapped inside a warm flour tortilla, with even more 3-cheese blend grilled on the top. The double steak grilled cheese burrito, it hits the spot now at Taco Bell. And at Taco Bell, when they say they are feeding people's lives with unexpected good, they mean it. Bowl food you can't get anywhere else.
Brett, what I learned today is that we are starting to get quarterback controversies figured out. Brady Cook named the starter at Missouri. I don't really care about all that. I sort of figured he was going to end up getting named the starter, even though Jack Abraham showed up. But now eyes turn around the country, and I look at one very, very close to us, and Luke Altmaier and Jackson Dart, that should be sorting itself out pretty soon.
Saturday scrimmage will start to sort it out. We'll start getting quarterbacks named, QB1. Gabe, we know at a lot of places coaches are reluctant to do it too early,
right?
Because the aggrieved party,
yep,
you may be playing against him soon.
Yep.
I learned today that Roger Goodell said Deshaun Watson's behavior was egregious and predatory, and I couldn't agree more. But why didn't our courts say that? Our judicial system, the NFL can have its own rules on behavior, and they do, but I don't see how that it supersedes our courts. I understand that they can, and I know why, but I still kind of mystified a little bit about it.
Also, what I learned today, keep an eye on Odell Beckham Jr. Right now, he is still yet to be signed, but keep an eye on the Buffalo Bills. Von Miller's there now. He's been recruiting. They won another ring chase after last year, and also there was a Instagram post, Andre Reed in Atlantic City, saying he had a great conversation with him. So
OBJ was great down the stretch.
He was awesome. He was awesome.
He was good until he got hurt.
All of the discussion about Baker Mayfield and Odell Beckham Jr. and whose fault it was seems foolish to me.
Yeah. Now we may know. Could have done without the Pirates player that had his phone.
Yeah, that's what I could have done
fall
without.
Out of his back pocket last night. He has to.
Rodolfo Castro.
Doesn't he have to be thrown at the next time he comes to bat? But didn't that violate some unwritten rule?
I think it's more of like in the clubhouse he should handle that. That's
Violates
more of like a
third base
The
coach.
third base coach is like, you idiot.
Oh, he really
The third
did.
base coach tried to give him a chance to put it back in his pocket, but then he tried to hand it to the third base coach.
He didn't want to touch it.
He said, brother.
But I joke about
he
the
saw it
rules.
and tried to ignore it.
That almost has to be unwritten rule number one of not written rules, right?
How? I mean, what is he doing? Tweeting and texting while he's running the bases?
IGing? Does he go to his IG account during play?
He's in the dugout on Twitter.
That's not legal,
getting
is it,
updates.
Brian?
No, it's not.
I don't know.
They're doing an investigation right now. You can't have, unless the MLB has specifically, they have certain, tablets and stuff they can have. But other than that, you're not supposed to have it in the dugout.
An investigation. That's
it's baseball.
That's great. Rob Manfred.
All the big stuff.
Of course, he had to. Yeah. Of course, he had to launch an investigation. What I'm looking forward to tonight, we have Sandy Alcantara on the bump. He's always fun to watch. Not a very good game, but the Phillies are somebody you need to watch when you're talking about the wild card. The wild card race. Sandy Alcantara versus Noah Syndergaard. There, going to see if the Cardinals can save themselves. Jose Quintana, second start. He was good the first time around.
We're on NBA schedule watch leaks. Maybe a couple of Woj bombs in the next few days of Christmas Day games. It feels like this time next week, maybe full schedule release. Also tonight, Braves in Boston. They were there last night. They're there for a series this week. The Braves once played in Boston. Last played as the Boston Braves in 1952. Also tonight, a rematch of the 1965 World Series. Twins at Dodgers. Twins now in a tie for AL Central lead. Anxious for that 7:15 first tee times tomorrow morning on 1 and 10 right here at TPC Southwind. I'm not getting here at 7:15, but I'll be here about 9:15.
Also, keep an eye on Kevin Durant rumors. I don't think he'll be moved, but keep an eye on Kevin Durant rumors because you have Joe Tsai saying he supports the front office and coaching staff after KD seemingly gave him an ultimatum. And also Ian Begley, who's a reporter for SNY, very plugged in New York City, says the Celtics and 76ers are desired landing spots for Kevin Durant, and they could be a part of the sweepstakes. So we will keep an eye on that as well. But thank you to all of our wonderful sponsors. As always, we'll be here Thursday and Friday as well. But title sponsors, Landers Ford and First National Bank and Trust, and then everyone else. Bellyacres, Bardenstone, Lucchese's, Mid-South Hobbies, Ronnie Grisani's, Hilltop Liquors, Coletta's, Sleep Cheap, Olive Branch Motorsports, Jason's Deli, Golf Sticks Pretzels, Mossy Oak Golf Club, and 10th Inning Sports Bar. They have supported us and will continue to support us through Friday and all of our ventures here at the FedEx St. Jude Championship. But that's all we have for today. Thank you for joining us live here from TPC Southwind. Thanks to Alex Kuhn, John Goen, and Doug Bell for their contributions to today's program. For Brett, for Brian, I'm Gabe. Enjoy your night and be safe. We'll talk to you tomorrow live from TPC Southwind.